Tim, happy with the shorts? Keep your punches off the shorts, okay? If I call break, you take one step back. Don't throw punches on the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
Joyce hoped to keep those gloves from touching his face the way they did in the first fight, where Zhilei Zhang was extremely efficient and accurate with his shots, landing at an impressive 46% of total punches, 56% of power punches. Ismael Salas, he was able to remake the career of one Robesi Ramirez after he lost his professional debut. Now the Cuban featherweight is a world champion. It's a different story with heavyweights, Tim, and the order is tall against Zhilei Zhang.
Coming out, I'm seeing Joe Joyce now looking to joust. He's having that lead hand battle. That's something different, and he's moving left.
So already those technical adjustments that you mentioned could be occurring early on in the fight, evident from Joe Joyce. So those months from April 15th till September 23rd put to good use at the Salas Boxing Academy in Las Vegas.
Yes, it is. You know, the second time around in camp, when you're facing the southpaw and you have all that southpaw sparring, you're familiar with the angles. You become more familiar with the angles. You know, that's what you're seeing right now from Joyce. He looks a little bit more familiar. Not a lot of punches being thrown at the moment.
And that right hand at home trying to protect that eye.
And it's interesting because that right hand is in front of Joyce's face. Looking to catch the left hand. It's in front. Now, Joyce got to be wary of the looping left hand coming from Zhang.
Joyce trying to land a looping left early on, and Zhang switches it up and says, all right, you've got that right hand tucked next to your chin. Let me go to the body.
It's a good round. I like what I'm seeing. I'm liking the minor adjustments. Now, what happens when Joyce gets hit? Does he result back to his old ways, standing in front? That has yet to be seen. That typically happens. You start off with a game plan, then you get hit, then you result back to who you are.
Mike Tyson said it best. Everybody has a plan until they get hit in the face. You revert to your nature, you revert to what you did in the gym, and there, Zhang, once again, a straight shot to the solar plexus.
And I also like the stance. I like the narrow stance coming from Joyce. Boxing a little bit better. No left hands has caught his head just yet. I'm going to anticipate Zhang's going to make an adjustment. He's going to start looping the lead hand to try to get Joyce to move towards his left hand. A lot of respect from both men right now. No one looking to really take charge or engage.
All right, the first fight ended due to inflammation in the right eye of Joe Joyce, and Zhilei Zhang, making no bones about aiming his left exactly there.
I understand defense is great, it's fantastic, but sooner or later you're going to have to let your hands go. You have to take some risks. But that's the first round, is a fill-out round. Both guys respecting one another.
Yeah, he did keep that right hand at home. That's his best weapon. I mean, I've never seen Joe Joyce win a fight just on the jab. He's done damage with the jab, but not win the entire fight behind the jab. And at some point, he's going to have to let that right hand go, and we'll see how Zhang reacts to that.
It's interesting tonight that Joyce is looking like he wants to be the counterpuncher tonight. You know, he's not looking to reach with his right hand. He's taking his time. He's measuring. You know, having a battle, the lead front, the hand battle up front. Trying to land his jab.
And Tim, you know that when you face an Ismael Salas fighter, he's not going to be unprepared, especially after a loss. And we see that with Joe Joyce, switching things up as Zhang's starting to open up a little bit.
Oh, look at the little single head cross. I like that from Joyce. Trying to use his shoulders to defend against left hands. Nice little shot right there from Zhang, coming down the pipe with the left hand.
Zhang does have more weapons in his arsenal, Tim.
He does. He has an uppercut. He also has a right hook. He hasn't used his right hook yet, but right now he's just looking to He's taking his time. He's taking his time. He's taking a good look at what Joyce has learned. And I think eventually he's going to come out a little bit faster as the fight goes on. If Joyce wants to sit back and lay back and be more defensive, Zhang's going to have to take the lead.
Oh, nice straight left from Zhang. Does damage, and then he follows it up with our short right hook. That's the danger of allowing Zhang to be first and often.
You're exactly right. Now Zhang now has got comfortable. Now he found his distance, although he is moving to his left. Southpaws are used to moving both ways. They understand the angles that are present.
But you mentioned he's moving toward Joyce's power right hand.
But he's not worried about his right hand. Joyce has yet to release it. He's not worried about that right hand right now.
Yeah, Joyce is worried about protecting that eye. We talked about the psychology of what that does to you. You know you can take your opponent's best shot. The question is, will your face hold up if you don't move it defensively?
That was a really good body shot right there from Joyce, coming right underneath the left arm or the backhand of Zhang.
Is there blood coming from the bridge of the nose of Joe Joyce? There's a little bit of irritation on the left side of his face as well. Nice jab from Joyce.
Did you see Joyce moving his head?
Yeah. Well, it's do you move it or do I move it for you? Because Zhang is doing exactly that here with 10 seconds left in this second round. And now the legs of Joe Joyce wobbled momentarily as the power of Zhilei Zhang is evident through 2 rounds.
And he says, I'm doing what you're telling me to do, but what he's doing is he's forgetting to tell him to throw punches. You got to throw something. You got to use your jab. Step in. Come behind your jab. Change it up a bit.
I mean, Joe Joyce was probably thinking, I'm going to weather the storm early and try to take Zhang into deep waters. But if what we saw in that second round continues to happen, it may not get there just based on how clean those shots from Zhang were able to land on the face of Joe Joyce, who's now using his head to move laterally, using his legs, dig into the body with the left hook.
But what he's doing now, he's not trying to be the counterpuncher. Joyce is now being himself. He's coming forward. He's moving left. That's what he should have been doing from Jump Street.
He's at his best when he's instinctual. Joe Joyce knows that he has to throw punches to win this fight. And he's had that right hand tucked in a defensive position for the first pretty much 7 minutes of this fight.
I have yet to see him release it with any kind of power.
Nice counter by Zhang as Joyce was able to land a short left hook.
Again, Joyce, he stopped mid-range. He threw a couple of punches, stayed mid-range, and that's where the danger zone is. It's either he's going to be all the way in, all the way out, or he just needs to let his hands go from where they are.
That right, it's thrown, but it's not thrown with the confidence we've usually seen from Joyce. He wants to throw it and get it back to where it can defend his the right portion of his face.
Zhang right now is being patient. He's allowing Joyce to get comfortable, and he's going to look to line him up with shots.
There's that stick from Zhilei Zhang. We remind you, both fighters stand 6'6" and have an equal 80-inch reach, and that's been the difference because Joyce, against a man his equal size, is taking some heavy artillery.
Told you that looping left hand was going to come. That looping left hand was coming, and it came right over the top, catching Joe Joyce.
And then there's that short right hook from Zhang, and you mentioned it. What poison is Joyce going to pick tonight? And Zhang is giving him a choice.
Everything. Just wait for the uppercut. Just wait for the uppercut coming from Zhang.
Heavier isn't always better because when Joyce gets touched, you can see his whole body go backwards. Nice 1-2 from Zhilei Zhang.
Target practice.
There's that stick from Joyce and that leery right hand that he digs to the body.
See, that's good offense right there from Joe Joyce. He's doing it at the right range. When he does it at the right range, get his hands off and then move left. He's out of harm's way. But when he stands there a little bit too close, he should expect something to come back from Zhang.
He may not get up, and if he does, he's going to be in no condition to continue. This fight is over. Zhilei Zhang proves that the first time was not a fluke. What a finish from Zhang.
When you fall on your face, Bernardo, you usually don't get up. Period. Period. That's a saying in boxing. He fell on his face.
My goodness, what an impressive shot from Zhilei Zhang. He set it up perfectly, Tim, and this is how it ends.
And what did I say?
Watch that right hook.
Watch the right hook. The right hook is going to be coming. He saw him moving to the left. He threw the left hand right down the pipe. He moved left, and he caught him with the right hook. Nasty, nasty shot right there from Zhang.
Impressive showing from Zhilei Zhang. We talked about pick your poison. That left straight hand shut the eye of Jojo's first time around. This time he came in heavier than he did last time. He gained 25 pounds. There was a 22-pound difference in weight the first fight, only 6 pounds. He looked slow. He had no offense tonight, Tim.
Yep.
And the first crushing shot that Zhilei Zhang landed clean with the right, it was night-night.
Night. And, you know, there's this theory that if you have extra weight, you're able to take a punch better. Erase that. No such thing. No, that's not real. You don't gain punch resistance by gaining weight. You can gain some strength. Yeah, you get stronger, physically stronger from gaining weight, but not on the chin. Okay? Genetics, that's a part of it. Being conditioned, that's another thing. And avoiding your technique, avoiding shots. Right there, that was a textbook straight left hand, right hook.
My goodness.
Textbook. Perfect timing. He set him up for that shot. No doubt about it. And from the beginning, I knew it was going to come. Eventually, it was going to come. From the start. Unbelievable.
Tim, let's take another look because Zhilei Zhang turned that punch over perfectly. Textbook shot.
Look at, oh my gosh. Oh. He caught him as he was getting ready to throw the right hand. As Joyce was getting ready to throw his right hand, he caught him right in between at the perfect moment with that shot right there. And Joyce's lead hand was down. So, and he was moving somewhat left, I would say. So, perfect setup punch right there from Zhilei Zhang. Explosion, my gosh. We've never seen Joyce get hurt like that.
No.
Never.
This was devastation.
So, this is a accumulation of punches that he took over the course of a career. You know, not moving your head, being able to take shots. And I use this analogy a lot. You know, it's like chipping away at a rock, little by little. Sooner or later, that rock is going to crack right open.
He did it.
That's what you saw today.
Joseph Parker, Carlos Takam, Daniel Dubois, Brian Jennings. He took shots from Berman Stavern, and tonight that accumulation came to bear with one perfectly thrown, turned over and connected right hand on the chin that had been tested but had never been put down like it was tonight. And it was a vicious finish for the man who was seen by 50 million people the first time around in China, and they're watching this tonight, and they got to see him throw 56 punches, land 29 at a 52% clip of power shots. I mean, the first time around, it was impressive enough at 56%, but tonight, not only was it just as efficient, Tim, but it was entirely more devastating.
He took his time. He took his time. He weathered the storm early. When I say weathered the storm, it's the new tactics and the new strategy that was put in front of him. You know, he was just like, all right, I see what you're trying to do. I get it. Then he made his adjustments accordingly. And he was able to line up those two punches right there, the left hand and the right hook. Now, Joyce, on the other hand, Joyce started off well, but the problem is with Joyce is that his mechanics are terrible. You know, his technique is terrible. You know, and he's not going to improve in those areas.
All right, let's hear the official time of the stoppage with Thomas Triber.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 3 minutes, 7 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by way of knockout and still WBO interim heavyweight champion of the world, Zhilei Big Bang Zhang.
A good, clean fight. Obey my commands and protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck.
May have to result to something that doesn't require a whole lot of skill. How about effort, determination, will to win? He's going to have to take a few to get inside to be able to operate and work against Nakatani.
World Championship fight at 115 pounds. And then we will get you set for Haney and Lomachenko, the ESPN Plus pay-per-view.
Right out the gate, you see that long base of Nakatani. Nakatani, when you see the long base like that, you know he likes to sit down with punching power.
Southpaw jab right out in front of Maloney. That long striding Nakatani.
See, in the beginning, it's going to be a technical fight in the beginning because Maloney doesn't want to just rush in there and get caught with shots, but he knows he needs to close the distance.
Get your hands free.
Close the gap,
guys.
But he just needs to make sure he does it at the right time because he doesn't want to get caught on the way in. That's double impact on the way in from a serious power puncher in Nakatani.
There's a left hand from Nakatani trying to split the guard of Maloney. Fires it off again.
Blocked by Maloney, doing a good job.
Be careful.
And any chance he's trying to body up Nakatani. Be a little rough in the inside. There's nothing wrong with that.
He should be rough and be physical. Good shot right there from Nakatani, but he should also throw to the body. Clean, crisp shots right there. But this is what you said that Maloney would have to go through if he's going to try to get in the wheelhouse and in the kitchen of Nakatani.
Yes.
Break.
It won't be easy.
A fascinating matchup between these two.
But I think Maloney needs to attack that left side, his left side, the right side of Nakatani, because if he's standing straight, he'll get hit with that straight left, or if he goes into it, that'll increase the power of Nakatani. So he's got to get to the right side of Nakatani as often as he can.
I like what I'm seeing so far from Maloney. When he's getting close, he's getting in the inside, he's roughing up Nakatani. He's landing a few body shots. He's pushing him back on his heels and not allowing him to extend with anything.
Stop.
Any of his offense.
Trying with a short right uppercut on the inside was Maloney. Oh, it was a body shot that time from Nakatani as Maloney came forward and tried to land the right hand upstairs and expose that flank. And Nakatani filled it with a left hand to the body.
Sometimes when you hit a fighter to the body, it reminds them that they too can punch to the body.
There's a 1-2 from Nakatani.
Oh, nice shot right there to the body.
Break.
From Maloney.
Round number 2 of our World Championship fight here at 115 pounds. Before we get to the mega fight, just over an hour away from the start of the ESPN Plus pay-per-view, the undisputed world champion, Devin Haney, putting all 4 belts on the line against the former unified lightweight champion, Vasily Lomachenko. That is coming up at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. But that left hook to the body got everybody's attention in the first round.
Well placed right here. Nice little probe right there. Beautiful game. Ooh, right hand. As Maloney's throwing the right hand, perfectly timed, right underneath, downstairs.
That shot right there, that right uppercut from Nakatani hurt Maloney. It froze him right in his tracks. You see him moving around, trying to clear his head right now.
Doubles up the uppercut, and then goes with a knockdown, scored with a right uppercut. 2 lefts and a right, Nakatani scores it.
7, 8, ready? Come here, give me your gloves. Good.
The undefeated power puncher looking to get after Maloney here.
It's the upper test. Right and left
Hook
uppercuts.
comes in, left uppercut again, right uppercut again. And Maloney's pressing shoulder to shoulder and looking to tie up.
But he's leaning over his feet. Nakatani sees it. He's taking advantage.
Wraps it around to a body shot with the right hand.
Nakatani went away from the upper and then came back to it after the body shot.
Another right hand to the body. Showing all the offense here in round number 2. The undefeated recent world champion who moved up in weight, looking to claim another division.
Body shot again. Nakatani.
Well, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This is what Maloney has to do. He's got to absorb these punches. He got to come back in this round.
He's in survival mode right now. He's not trying to absorb the punch at the moment.
Look, he's recovered. He's landing some serious body shots right now.
Good shot right there.
On Nakatani.
Good second round here between these two.
He's been here before. He's been down before. He's been hurt.
No.
In a dramatic trilogy against Joshua Franco. Stakes are much higher here, though. His first attempt at a widely recognized world title. Nakatani's had one.
I see blood from Maloney. From the nose and I believe the eye.
Yeah, right eye looks like there's some redness and some blood. Ooh. There's another right uppercut from Nakatani.
That's the shot. The right or left uppercut.
With 3 straight uppercuts that scored the knockdown early on here in round number 2.
Maloney has to forget about the head and just go down to the body. Focus on the body.
Break time.
You know, the poison for him is the uppercut. He leans over his front knee when he's trying to get inside, as you see right there, leaning over his front knee. And I knew Nakatani had an uppercut waiting for him, and that's why I said what I said at the beginning, that he's going to have to take some to get on the inside. He's going to have to absorb some shots. He's going to have to depend on his mental toughness and effort because he's outgunned in there by a big, tall, long, rangy fighter and champion in Nakatani.
Nakatani threw 77 punches in that second round. 59 of them were power punches. He landed 17 of those, including the uppercuts that scored the knockdown. Big, big round for the undefeated Nakatani.
Stop.
He got smashed with a left hand on the way in. And he got hurt, but he disguised it well by just bodying up with Nakatani.
Let's check in with Bernardo Osuna.
Spoke with Stitch Duran, and he said, I have the cut under control. Referee Mark Nelson walked over because he thought the cut on Junto Nakatani was caused by a headbutt.
Hold one moment, Bernardo. Now we have a clash that Mark Nelson is. Oh, look at this gash. Look at this gash.
Accidental butt.
On the accidental clash of heads.
Accidental headbutt. Headbutt? Both of them, actually, yeah.
Not in a bad spot.
Okay, ready to go.
Blood is streaming down into that left eye, but it is not on the lid. The cut is not on the lid.
Time in.
Here's how it happened.
Just trying to close the gap. There it is. Southpaw orthodox. You're going to get that often. Power hands line up on the same line. Heads also.
The only way Maloney's going to slowly get himself in this fight is by letting his punches go. When he is in range, close to Nakatani, he's got to throw. He's got to start putting some money in the bank with body shots and uppers and short shots inside. That's going to slowly start to discourage and start to wear down Nakatani. But just taking shots and clinching is not going to do it.
It's not going to do it. He got to find the right range, Dre. And it wouldn't hurt if he was to feint a little bit more. Feint, clear the punch first.
Just missed a big right hand right there.
He's walking right into these shots.
There's a right uppercut again. As blood streams down the face of Nakatani from that clash. Maloney's been cut as well.
Tess, that's a long-range uppercut. That's a nasty punch to get hit with.
And now Maloney trying to drill his way into the inside, right into the chest of Nakatani.
Come on, the hands are free, Tess.
Maloney's got to free both hands and rip. He's got to rip those shots to the body and to the head. He can't be worried about what he's going to get hit with because he's getting hit anyway. So if you're going to get hit, at least try to build up points. Maybe land a big shot of your own underneath or over the top.
Nakatani, he looking for that uppercut.
That was the feint you were looking for
right
there.
That's the feint, yes.
That caused good shot. Before I could finish my sentence, Nakatani corrected himself and landed the uppercut.
He took the jab away. Took the jab away, and then you see that left hand down to the body that Nakatani continuously landing right on the right side of Maloney. As he's throwing the jab, or the right hand, excuse me.
A lot of action early on here in this world title fight. Knockdown was scored in round number 2. Big clash of heads earlier in this round. Take a short break and be right back to Vegas.
Time.
His country, he had the opportunity to fight for the undisputed world championship a year ago, but he left boxing to serve in the Ukraine Regional Defense Forces after the Russian invasion. 322 days away from the sport. He says, I have no regrets. Feels absolutely it was the right decision. And now he gets that opportunity to fight for undisputed status on an ESPN Plus pay-per-view against Devin Haney tonight. Round number 4 here of our world title fight. Nakatani has scored the knockdown, but now he's dealing with a cut after a clash of heads in the third round. Bernardo.
I just spoke with Angelo Hyder, and he told me, I want Andrew to dig to the body, but he's got to start faster and be first.
Not sure Maloney can be first as often as coach wants to. Good shot right there.
Could hear it.
Because he's facing a fighter, and Nakatani is just too quick, too fast, too accurate. But after Nakatani throws, he's got to get his shots off. He's right. He can't waste time inside, look for the ref, or allow one arm to be tied up. He's got to rip with both shots.
But he's getting set up, even off the back foot from Nakatani. Nakatani not just standing still. He's throwing long shots, and then when Maloney try to close the distance, he steps back and shoots an uppercut right up the middle. Smart fighter.
Not sure Nakatani has gotten out of second gear yet. I think he's still fighting on cruise control. No respect to Maloney, but he's facing a smaller guy. Everything that Nakatani has thrown has pretty much landed. He's feeling good about where he's at, and he hasn't had to dig deep into a bag of any kind, skill, different type punches, or even his will. He hasn't been forced to do that. Maloney's got to take him there.
And the work rate, a significant gap as he's thrown over 100 more punches than Maloney. Tried to time a left hand as Maloney opened up.
Yep, off the probe. Yep. That's it, just occupying that space, keeping him at bay, putting a barrier in front of Maloney.
But when you're getting hit with these kind of shots, the kind of shots that Maloney's getting hit with, your first instinct oftentimes is to defend yourself and then punch. So after that process goes through, Nakatani's no longer there, or they're in a clinch and the referee breaks them.
Here comes this uppercut. He's sitting on that back foot.
Stop. Be careful. No.
Just missed a straight left right there, Nakatani.
There's the right uppercut.
This is where Maloney wants to work, and the referee said fight out of there, so he's trying to give both fighters an opportunity to work. But he will break if he has to.
Time. Back up.
Junto Nakatani in control early on here, this world championship fight against Andrew Maloney. We were able to listen into Angelo Hyder, the trainer for Maloney. He said, we've got to slow down Nakatani. We've got to get to the inside. We've got to work. We've got to try to get him to the ropes and go to the body. But look at the total power punches through 4 rounds. You see the distinct advantage, 46 to 19 for Nakatani. And he's already scored a knockdown as well.
Oh, that's easier said than done.
It is, because you got to go through fire. You got to go through a ton of leather and power in order to have your
break. I got it.
An opportunity to land your own offense. It's difficult to do. It's a good jab over the top right there from Maloney.
That right arm, Maloney has to stop clinching with that right arm and let his shots go.
He's reaching out. He's reaching out. Well, he's the one that's causing the clinch.
He's grabbing the dangerous hand, which is the left arm. That's what he wants to stop from hitting him to the head and to the body. So he's thinking about protecting himself over punching.
And more success with the uppercuts by Nakatani here in round 5.
Yeah, but he took the power off. Oh, that was a nice little trick right there. He had his head down. He hit him right in the thigh. That was Nakatani is something else.
Nakatani's not done with those uppercuts.
But look, he shortened his shot up, and he's getting him there. He let off the power just a little bit. He just wants to touch him, just as his coach is telling him to do. And then he's going to lower the boom sooner or later.
They are not the long-range uppercut that Dre was referencing earlier.
Just head snapping,
Yep.
Jess. That's it.
Stop. No, don't punch.
And he hits hard enough that it hurts.
It's a dead zone for Maloney. He doesn't need to be out there.
Even when he he gets close, he's getting ate up with uppercuts.
But at least he's in range to punch. He can't hit Nakatani from that range, from long range. His arms aren't long enough. This right here, this Nakatani's range.
So
just missed that straight left right there.
I'm just telling, it's just so discouraging right now. I'm watching this fight. I'm just saying he's getting beat on the outside and he's getting beat on the inside.
Step back.
I mean, what else can you result to?
I think this is exactly the fight that his trainer, Rudy Hernandez, expected. Listen, we've been around Rudy Hernandez for years and years. The brother of the former late world champion, Genaro Hernandez. He speaks of Nakatani in ways that few trainers speak of their charges in.
Good shot right there from Maloney.
The change-up shot. It wasn't a right hand.
Good body shot from
Right
Maloney.
hand comes in from Maloney.
But he can't land that if he doesn't throw.
There, he gave his right arm right there. When you reach out and you give your right arm, it's going to get tied up.
Here's the bell.
Keep your hands in tight.
We're going to have the punch of the night from our undercard when we come back. You got to see this. He's 5-0 with 4 knockouts, and it looks like the sky could be the limit.
He's a young fighter carrying a big name and a lot of pressure. So far, he's doing a good job. Saw great improvement tonight, great power, great punch selection. Still got work to do on defense, but every fighter has work to do. Excited to see more of him in the future. Good sneaky right hook right there to the body from Nakatani.
Nakatani and Maloney here, WBO Junior Bantamweight World Championship on the line. Nakatani with a 65-32 connect advantage and a 10-8 second round. Scored the knockdown with an uppercut in the second round.
Break.
Reminder, at the conclusion of this World Championship fight, we will hear from the undefeated pound-for-pound elite Shakur Stevenson, already a 2-division champion. He is greatly interested in what happens in our undisputed title fight tonight between Haney and Lomachenko.
Oh, good shot right there from Maloney. I like what Nakatani did a few minutes ago. He sat on the ropes. He gained momentum and actually used the ropes to allow him to explode up with some short body shots. Not a big reaction from Maloney, probably wasn't seen at home, but that's a nice move from Nakatani. Veteran move from the young fighter.
You're holding. Let his arm go. There you go.
You know, I thought Nakatani was just a power guy. I thought he just had one punch. He's showing
now you're starting to see Maloney start to do what you wanted him to do early on. I think Nakatani is fatiguing a bit, and the power has gone down a little bit, enough where Maloney feels comfortable to do what we see him doing right now. But Nakatani's still dangerous.
But let me just say, he's still dangerous.
Still dangerous.
A lot of versatility. I'm starting to see Nakatani. He's boxing on the outside, setting traps. Beautiful uppercuts up the middle.
Good short right hand from Maloney right there. Nakatani took it well. You know what fighters having success when the things he got hit with, the punches, they're not quite landing the way they did early on, and his punches are landing cleaner and having more of an effect. That's what's happening with Maloney right now.
This is where Maloney's corner told him he wants to fight in terms of the real estate right now.
But that's exactly what.
So you got to work when you're there.
He needs this right here. This is the confidence booster. This is going to have him come out even in the next round and continue to apply the pressure that he's applying right now.
Can Maloney do it? Can he turn things around halfway through this championship fight? As Vasily Lomachenko and the world champion Devin Haney have settled into their locker rooms. We are 41 minutes away from the start of the pay-per-view. You can go to espnplus.com/pay-per-view. You can go to your mobile app and just click the fight tile, purchase the pay-per-view. This is, so far, listen, we've had great moments in the sport this year. Obviously, with what Tank Davis did, that was a mega promotion. This is the most significant fight so far in boxing this year. Haney versus Lomachenko, 4 belts, and the domino effect of what it will do to multiple divisions, potentially from 130 to 140. As they're going to take a quick break to fix the tape. Remember in the last round, using the ropes, we pointed that out, Trey.
Veteran move. Don't see a lot of it. Pressed against the ropes. And you see him just drop down and explode up. Use that as leverage to throw short shots with just a little bit more leverage. Good shot right there. That hurt. Another time he did it. We didn't show that, but he did it 2 times in a row. Just a great time. You don't see a lot of that these days.
That's old school. That's some old school tactics right there.
You either see a fighter freeze on the ropes a lot of times, or you see them panic along the ropes, and Nakatani did neither.
There is a lot to like with Junto Nakatani.
And there's a lot to like right now, what's going on for Maloney. Putting that pressure on, finally starting to get to Nakatani.
Has to put the pressure on. Has to close that gap, get out of the danger zone.
But the body, yes, the body's the key. Start to the body, finish to the head. Unless you have something clean to the head.
Get your hands free. There you go.
Good shot.
There's a body shot that comes in. And then 2 uppercuts come right back from Nakatani.
Which is to be expected.
Blood coming from the nose of Maloney.
Stop. Okay, that's all right. Keep going. Box.
It's a good fight.
Referee's doing a great job as well, trying to stay out of the action as often as he can, as much as he can.
Mark Nelson.
Good shot right there. I felt that body shot right there from Nakatani. That was good. He spun out. Good shot from both guys.
Wow, both guys going to the body simultaneously. And then another right hand ripped by Maloney. This is a good 7th round.
That's the heart I'm talking about. That's the effort I'm talking about. That's what I want to see.
Rudy Hernandez has done a good job with that cut from the clash of heads right in the middle of the forehead of Nakatani. Both men were cut early on in this fight.
At this point in the fight, both fighters giving just as much as they're getting.
And if you're Nakatani, you're saying, oh my God, what's keeping this man up? Every other guy that I faced in my careers thus far, I hit him with these shots and they fall. But this man continues to come back.
Andrew Maloney is so determined.
Ooh, oh, he robbed him with that. He hurt him a little bit with that. I saw his legs buckle a bit.
Get off his neck, Andrew.
Well-paced 7th round here. World title on the line at 115 pounds. They were face-to-face yesterday afternoon at this time when Haney gave the big shove to Loma. Now they are back in their locker rooms getting ready for the Undisputed World Championship. It's coming up in just under 40 minutes. We will start the ESPN Plus pay-per-view. 3 fights on that pay-per-view, including the Undisputed Championship fight between Haney and Loma. Oscar Valdez will be in the co-feature on the pay-per-view portion. He's up against Adam Lopez right now. Valdez is getting his hands wrapped. Eddie Reynoso, also the trainer of Canelo Alvarez. Oscar's father is there as well. As the former world champion, who's been off for over a year. Last fought Shakur Stevenson right here in this ring. He's getting ready to make his return. With a win tonight, he's expected to fight for a world championship against Emmanuel Navarrete in what would be a thrilling fight this summer. Let's check in with Bernardo.
Just spoke with Rudy Hernandez, who trains Junto Nakatani, and he says, look, we've got a guy with a strong will in front of us. We want to be at the distance. He's getting inside, so Junto's got to land those uppercuts to keep discouraging him.
Stop, I got it.
He got to keep landing those uppercuts, but see a small change in his tactics here. He wants to maintain on the outside. He's using his jab a lot more. Nakatani looking to set up, creating some space for himself, making it a little bit more difficult for Maloney to get inside on him.
And that's when Maloney's having all this trouble.
Yep.
Where he's allowing this to happen. Just because Nakatani makes an adjustment doesn't mean that you go along with it. Maloney needs to live inside, not just taking punches, but landing as well.
Taking a whole lot of leather trying to get to that spot, that one spot, and that's mid-range to inside.
The last round was a heavy offensive round for Maloney, so he's probably taking this round off, trying to recover it, but he's doing it in the wrong way. If you're going to take a round off, you can't get hit in the meantime. Not like he's getting hit, because one shot may get in there and land in the right spot, and you could go down or go out.
He needs to be all the way out, Dre. Allow Nakatani to come try to hunt him down. Just change it, rest, use your legs a bit, stay on the outside and stay away from harm's way. Good body shot.
Yeah, left hand to the body, and then back to the uppercut goes Nakatani. And here's the clap, and turns on the offense a little more. 4-punch combination, and weaving his way out. Back to the right uppercut. And that's how we finish the 8th.
We're good.
Just before the start of this 9th round, Angelo Hyder, the trainer for Andrew Maloney, said to his title challenger here, he said, you have to get to the inside, and when you're there, you have to let your hands go. They feel that they can't give any more rounds away here. Angelo Hyder, who a week ago was in the corner of Andrew's brother Jason when Jason won, when Jason became a bantamweight champion last week. Now the pressure's on Andrew, the twin brother.
Yes, it is, and he told him right. He was honest with him in the corner, and that's what a fighter needs to hear. He's doing the right thing. He's back in the pocket where he belongs, where he should be. And he's doing the bump that his trainer was asking for as well.
Jason was great last week in just sticking to a game plan and doing what he needed to do against Vincent Astrolabia. Just stuck with the jab, boxed his way to a win. This is a much tougher challenge for this Maloney against Nakatani.
Yes, it is.
Nakatani's like 3 Astrolabias.
Yes, absolutely, Dre.
Break.
Remember, Nakatani scored the knockdown in round number 2.
Yeah, he's slick on the inside, too. Finding small little angles to shoot his uppercuts from. Nice little turnout right there, a little hop pivot.
Yeah, I don't know what turned off in Maloney after the 7th round, which was a competitive round for both, but a good round for him. This 8th round and the 9th, he's just turned off. He seems to not have that same fire that he had when he started to pick up the pace.
Dre, to your point, in round 6 and round 7, he outlanded Junto Nakatani. He outworked him, he outlanded him, and his corner said that to him exactly. He gave him the 8th round off. You cannot do that in a world championship fight.
Well, it's a long way back to Australia.
And remember, you already have a 10-8 round against you early on.
It's just one of those fights where you have to go beyond how you feel. You have to stop thinking, and you have to just work and try to pile up points and try to get a shot through that could hurt your opponent. And you may risk getting knocked out in order to try to get your shot through.
Nice left hook.
Punching between punches.
That's what he needs to do.
Nakatani willing with these exchanges, isn't he?
Break.
Got a question for you, Tess. Who has to work harder? The shorter runner or the taller runner with long legs?
Yeah, shorter guy.
Exactly. That's what's happening right now. Maloney has to work harder, 10 times more than Nakatani to be able to get to where he needs to get to. So he's starting to fade, and he's absorbing a ton of punishment.
And there's only going to be 9 minutes left to solve it all.
Do it with timing, okay? Timing.
Listen to how calm Angelo Hyder was in delivering an urgent message. That is I don't care if it's boxing. Yeah. I don't care if it's any form of sports coaching, leadership, management. That was a clinic right there.
I agree.
He knows his fighter is trailing. He knows time is running out. It's round number 10 of a championship fight. He's delivering a message that we may need to stop him, but he's delivering it in a calm, purposeful, direct way. That was masterful by Angelo Hyder.
Yeah, there's no panic in his voice.
Yes.
But there's urgency, and there's a difference.
Now, his guy's got to do it. That's the issue. Because Nakatani's been in control.
Andrew,
he's outlanded Maloney 109 to 82. He has a power punch connected advantage of 100 to 75, and he has scored a knockdown in this fight.
Nakatani doesn't give you the look, nor does he have the build of what you would call a tough guy, but he's a tough guy.
Yes, he is.
He's been hit with some shots tonight. He's had his way for the most part in this fight, but he's not afraid. He doesn't mind scrapping and getting in close. It just doesn't serve him very well, but the toughness is there. Former champion, different division. He's the real deal.
Yeah, it's interesting to think he's the bigger, longer guy. He was a champion at flyweight, so he's moved up here to 115 pounds and could be coming in to a victory in moments unless Maloney can turn things around late. You heard what his own corner had to say about that.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of guys in this division is going to be running towards Nakatani and wanting to fight him, especially if he wins this fight tonight.
Don't hold, guys. Andrew, let him go.
Maloney's got 2.5 rounds to try to make something happen.
He needs a knockout.
And he wants to go home and be on that long flight knowing that he's done everything that he possibly can. Yes. He can't leave anything here or leave anything in the tank. He wants to leave it all here. See, he's in range. He just didn't let it go right there. That time he did.
1-2 from range. Another 1-2. Nakatani's in rhythm. There's that left uppercut, back to the right uppercut. That's how he scored the knockdown in the second round. Rudy Hernandez, his trainer, said, I started training him when he was 15 years old, and it just clicked. This was a guy on a mission since the time he was 15 years old to be at this level.
Punch out.
He said he was so disciplined.
Yes.
Never seen a fighter or had another fighter that was disciplined as Nakatani.
And that's coming from a man whose brother,
everybody
was an elite world champion.
Yes.
Inspect. Get the loose tape, okay?
Old school tough stuff, says Angelo Hyder, as the championship rounds have arrived, as we are now under a half an hour to go. There's that clock now. That countdown clock is getting you set for Haney and Lomachenko. ESPN Plus pay-per-view. You can do it on your app. You can do it online. Just click the fight tile by the pay-per-view, and you get Haney and Lomachenko and 2 other very good fights. Bernardo, what do you have?
Rudy Hernandez wants this rhythm for his Junto Nakatani. He says, speed, speed, power. Don't load up on every shot. Set it up behind the jab and then let him have it.
That's something you often talk about, Timmy, the different pace of punches.
Yeah, because the opponent, he gets used to getting hit with the same pace, the same rate. Now, if you switch it up, then you surprise them. Remember, it's the punch that they don't see is the one that usually hurts them.
Championship rounds here. WBO junior bantamweight title on the line. Nakatani had a flyweight belt. Maloney had an interim belt. Oh! A straight left hand floors Maloney.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Come here. You good? You good?
Long range left hand from Nakatani. He has been sharpshooting all night in complete control. The undefeated title-seeking Junto Nakatani comes with the left hand again. Tries to split the guard behind the jab. Maloney looking to tie up. Still over a minute to survive here in round number 11.
Protect yourself.
Straight left hand, right on the money. Another one, Tess. Maloney's doing his best to try to clear his head and trying to keep himself in this fight right now.
Give me your gloves. You good? Yeah, protect yourself.
There's that uppercut. He has shown everything in the offensive arsenal tonight. Even that little stop and pop was able to affect him. Maloney just trying to get to the inside to tie up.
Stop.
Final half minute here of round 11.
I can tell you this, you can't doubt the toughness of Maloney. He is one tough cookie.
He is tough, but let me say this. Nakatani's good.
Yeah.
But he is really good.
Yes, he is.
There are a lot of folks who have been watching him train,
Don't punch.
who have been seeing the ascent with the sparring, and in recent weeks said, watch out, this kid's got it. He does. He's got it.
Stop it, mate. Because you're not listening. You haven't been listening for a couple of rounds, Andy. Well, if you're okay, mate, you've got to stay on his chest, and you've got to throw your short hooks and short punches, short. The second you're waiting out long, we're stopping it. Okay. You got it? Thank you.
Angelo Hyder was just about to stop the fight, and he gave his fighter another chance. He said, you haven't been listening, you're taking damage, you're getting hurt.
The outside, just stop.
Yeah.
Stop it
Andrew,
straight away.
listen, are you good
Well,
to go?
Nakatani set it up off the
Protect
jab.
yourself,
Nice
okay?
stick right there. You see the jab? Do you see Maloney? He moved his head to the left to avoid the jab, but then he brought his head right back to the middle towards the left hand of Nakatani, getting caught right on the chin and set on his behind.
Look at the damage that's done. Look at Maloney's face and his right eye. 12th and final round. You heard what Hyder said. He said, if you take any damage here, we're going to stop the fight. Nakatani is closing in on a second division world championship. The undefeated fighter has been in absolute control all night long.
No, come here, give me your gloves.
Well, Tess, he said he wants to be exactly like his countrymen. He said he wants to climb up the ranks and go from weight class to weight class and dominate.
Like Naoya Inoue.
Yes.
Who was the recent undisputed bantamweight champion, who now is going to 122 pounds for a showdown fight for unification against Stephen Fulton, July 25th on ESPN+. That is a great matchup among world champions. Double jab, left hand, uppercut, trying to split the guard. Maloney's face showing you all you need to see.
Break.
Tess, he's so dangerous. Nakatani is so dangerous because not only can he keep his height and his reach and hit you from the outside, he also can fight in the inside. He can battle you where the smaller guys like to operate.
Stop, don't punch. Step back.
Andrew still trying to do his best to close the gap and land some shots. A lot of fatigue. He absorbed a ton of punishment throughout the course of this fight. And he's giving it everything he has in this last round. Whatever's left in the tank, he's giving. Where you see Nakatani, he's just buying his time right now. He's just trying to set up one last punch, trying to end this fight with one shot.
Remember, this fight was almost stopped after the 11th round by the corner of Maloney. They sent him back out, and now he's a half minute away from going the distance in what will most likely be lopsided scores and a championship won for Nakatani. Devastating. He is laid out in brutal fashion. Absolute devastating dynamite power by Nakatani, and now there is a situation situation in the ring with Maloney. They need medical attention in there right away. That was as brutal of a single punch as you will ever see. Here's what happened.
My gosh.
Watch his legs. That's all you need to know. Watch the legs.
Flick jab. Sting getting range. He sees him coming in. Times him perfectly. Gets his head off the line. Looping left hand. Knuckles pointed down. Oh my goodness.
It's as big as it gets. It's as powerful of a single knockout punch as you'll see in the sport. Junto Nakatani wins a world championship and stays undefeated with this monstrous left hand. And I want you to see it in real time and listen to it. Here it is. Listen to this punch. We are feet away from that when it happened in real time. Tim, it was like a human shotgun.
Yes, it was.
Going off.
Yes, it was. Scary. Scary. As I sat here and I watched this and seeing Maloney collapse the way he did. But what a shot from Nakatani, the new champion in this division.
You see things in this sport that you just don't see elsewhere. When moments like that happen, it is dramatic. It takes your breath away. It is dramatic. It is concerning. And thank goodness that Maloney was able to get to his feet and will have medical attention. We have a new world champion, and it's time to celebrate Junto Nakatani.
Ladies and gentlemen, here inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena, this bout comes to a conclusion at 2 minutes, 42 seconds of round number 12. For your winner by knockout, and now the WBO Junior Bantamweight Champion of the World, Junto Nakatani!
There have been some great knockouts this year in boxing. That is the front runner for knockout of the year.
Atmosphere absolutely sensational here, the MGM Grand, as Tony Weeks calls them in.
You both received your instructions in your dressing room. Okay, look. If he goes right here, it's okay. Anything below that's low. Right here is okay. Anything below that's low. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourself at all times. Let's go.
All right, so we're set to go, Dave. I don't know about you, but there's no place in the world I'd rather be than right here, right now.
Goosebumps.
That's it.
Electricity, and you know, Manny Pacquiao, you're always expecting him to come flying out there and throwing something huge. And let's see if that's what he does here against Oscar.
And a lot of people think that's what Oscar has to do, too, is come out real fast and fight every minute of every round himself. Will there be any filling out process, or will they go right to it? Oscar starts the test with the right hand upstairs. Manny continues to circle to his left. Nobody's committed to anything hard just yet.
You'll watch Oscar for the right hand lead down the chute against Manny's southpaw style as Pacquiao clips him. Also the double left hook, and Oscar De La Hoya is a great left hook artist to the body.
And on the breaks, watch the uppercuts off the hands of De La Hoya. Oscar knows how to fight southpaws. Manny tries to touch him up with the jab, but you can see the reach is significant for De La Hoya. And the cheers go up. A battle between the Filipinos and the Mexicans.
Right here in the United States.
Right. Manny caught him. Oscar hasn't landed anything significant here in the first round, so in the first minute he hasn't just thrown caution to the wind and made Manny feel his power yet. But Oscar can set up that left hand. A little bit of abrasion on the nose of Oscar De La Hoya already. Oscar blasts the left side of the body of Manny downstairs. Manny has a tendency to bounce and skip, and if he throws that left hand down the middle, he can catch Oscar at times with the left hand down the middle. But right now, he's concentrating on positioning, Dave.
And De La Hoya with the right hand glued to his chin, expecting Pacquiao to throw the big straight left hand down the middle. And it's been tried a couple times, and De La Hoya has managed to smother those shots.
Manny touches him up with his jab that time. There's a left-hand lead for Manny, which is his power shot for the southpaw. 2 minutes gone. De La Hoya's not winning the first round at this point, in my opinion.
That looks a little roughed up around the nose area, too. Some good, sneaky shots getting through by Pacquiao.
Now Oscar opens up for the first time. Catches Pacquiao to the right temporal bone as Pacquiao is bent over. You know, part of the philosophy for smaller guys is sometimes to make yourself smaller, like Whittaker used to do, and if Pacquiao can bend way down when Oscar comes in, as he showed that time, it can be a difficult angle for Oscar. Oscar short with his punches in spite of the fact of his reach.
And there's Pacquiao darting back out of trouble and then into the punching range. And his speed has probably been a little bit of a surprise for Oscar so far.
Well, it's significantly different in his speed. Oscar short with the jab again, last few seconds of the round. Oscar tries to open up, but Manny makes him miss. Caught him with the right hand there, but not significantly. And here comes the bell in the first round. I give that to Pacquiao. Now remember, the official judges are Adelaide Bird of Las Vegas and Dave Moretti of Las Vegas, an old friend, the Hall of Fame referee and judge, Stanley Cristofer of South Africa. And Stan and I usually see eye to eye in scoring. We're usually right together as we came up together years ago.
Kickboxing, very important. You better keep your back off the ropes. When you feel the ropes coming out,
vayas buscando, él no puede hacer nada más que recto o gancho. Y ya lo viste que se tropieza, todo no sabe qué hacer. Claro. Ahorita le pongo la mención ahí. Más vivo, con seguridad, tu jab. Y vivo porque se va a apalancar con la izquierda en un momento determinado. Tienes que quitarla.
And here is Pacquiao on the right side of the screen. Good straight left hand getting through, then ducking down to miss the counter from Oscar De La Hoya.
Oscar looked almost a little awkward with some of his punches in the first round. Here we go, round number 2. Let's see if he tries to put some pressure on Manny Pacquiao now. You heard Freddie Roach say, as soon as you feel those ropes, get off there. And he gets off by hitting Oscar.
Well, Oscar De La Hoya looked tight in the opening round.
He looks tight right now, too. And Manny nails him with the right hand. You know, Oscar was a natural southpaw, so he's got considerable power with his left hand, but he hasn't been able to land it yet. Manny's landed the heavier blows and more blows to this point. Little side-to-side dip. So far, things are working for Manny Pacquiao as Oscar can't touch him up. The quickness of foot, the movement of his head, and the hand speed.
Now watch when De La Hoya moves to his left to cut off the ring. That is when Pacquiao charges him. And he will not let the ring be cut off. When Oscar moves to his left, watch and see if Pacquiao then decides that's the time to charge.
A minute gone in the second round. So far, Manny Pacquiao looks like he's outboxing Oscar De La Hoya, to my way of thinking. Oscar missing with the jab, jab, jab. So that stiff left hand and jab ticketed for the head of Manny, and Manny bobbing, weaving, diving, ducking, is not being hit by the jab at all. Oscar's got to get a piece of him. If I'm him, I got to step up there and start catching him in the chest. You got to get a piece of him.
Let's start there. Yeah, get inside. He wants the right hand lead against Pacquiao, but Pacquiao is really quick with his feet.
Oscar fighting a little on the flat-footed side. Manny right up on his toes.
Yeah, it's magic so far for Pacquiao, his ability to go in and out.
And in spite of the fact that Oscar had Angelo Dundee advising him, it was Angelo always used to say, hit and don't get hit, in and out, and that's exactly the way Manny Pacquiao is fighting right now. There's the uppercut. Straight left hand.
Well, he is sharpshooting here, and he's showing extraordinary patience. He lands his best shot, then he gets out.
I'm surprised that Oscar didn't force the fight a little bit more here in the early going. I really thought he'd try to test his power shots against this guy, but he can't catch up with him.
No, he cannot get inside and work that body and set up the rest of the fight.
Well, he can't hit him with the jab, seemingly. And without being able to touch him up with the jab, you're going to have a difficult time with the right hand. Of course, one big punch with the left hook can change the course of this fight in a minute. In a second, I should say. There was a left hook that got through that time, but it was with an outstretched hand of Oscar. There was no power behind it. So Pacquiao's movement is the difference in this fight, and it's extraordinary. Well, the quicker pound-for-pound guy is 1-2 on my score sheet.
He's doing a great job thus far.
Porque le das oportunidad de que trabaje su velocidad. Tira, llavea y tírale. Al cuerpo, arriba y rematas abajo. Pero no camines hacia adelante buscándolo sin tirarle golpes, porque le das todo el margen a él. Claro. Y tírale. Tu 45, izquierda, derecha, open, izquierda. Si lo dejas, empieza a chacotear ahí arriba, no tírale.
Liang hata, ah? Yeah. Good boy. Whoops. Keep boxing him. You're making it hard. Now you make it hard to find you, and he's taking chances. He's starting to make mistakes.
Nahihirapan siya paghanap sa'yo, pag gano'n na ginagalaw mo.
Keep boxing smart. In and out, side to side.
Well, the directions by Freddie Roach, in and out, side to side, and that's exactly what he's doing. And he's executing the fight plan to a T. This is round 3. The Colonel Bob Sheridan with Dave Bontempo. MGM Grand Garden Arena facing you, Manny Pacquiao. To the left of your screen, Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya out-punched in the power department 2-1 so far by Pacquiao, who has shown infinite quickness, the good movement on the angles, and then delivered the payload after he's made Oscar De La Hoya miss. And you see some tentative qualities in these shots by Oscar De La Hoya. They're coming up a little short because of the speed of Pacquiao.
Pacquiao has landed some power upstairs to Oscar because he's swollen around the eyes and on the cheeks. And his jab, really doesn't seem to have that kind of power. And as I say that, he finally is able to get the jab to the face of Manny Pacquiao. With just about a minute gone here in round 3. This has been the best minute of the fight for De La Hoya, but he really hasn't capitalized on it any. Pacquiao still working, trying to get in and out. Looking for his opportunity to attack.
And this is when Pacquiao is in front of De La Hoya, and he's trying now to cash in. The lead right hand is there for him. He's trying to go through the Pacquiao jab and get that right hand in, and he's starting to load up with it now.
Oscar loaded up a couple of shots, and both were taken on the back of the gloves of Manny Pacquiao.
No, but it shows where Oscar De La Hoya's fight plan is headed.
Straight left hand down the middle, snap the head back of Oscar. Oscar hasn't done enough to win the first 2 minutes of this round, although he's had a better round 3 than the first 2. How many rounds can you allow Pacquiao to put in the bank, though?
In a 12-round fight, if you allow 3, then you would have to win. You'd have to win 7 of the next 9. Yeah. That's how big a 3-0 lead is.
.45 seconds to go in the 3rd round.
Now the harder shots have been De La Hoya's in this round. Pacquiao has landed more.
Manny with a good body shot to the left side of the rib cage of Oscar. Oscar's still very flat-footed. Pacquiao's down on his heels a little bit more, but he's picking his shots. Nice head movement, making it a difficult target with that left hand for Oscar. Oscar, you're right, Dave, is tentative with the right hand. He's gonna let that right hand fly down the middle.
Yeah, he shortened it up. He shortened it up, didn't trust it.
I mean, he can't be afraid of the power of this guy. That'll be a round to remember. I mean, I'm leaning towards Oscar De La Hoya for that round.
You could give it to him, and that looks like that might go as a split because Pacquiao landed a lot of good body shots in the last minute.
Give me one deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Come on, do it right.
That's it. Got to remember that 3rd round, Dave, that it could go either way on the judges' score sheets. Because if people judge it for Pacquiao, he's got a prohibitive lead with 3 rounds after 3 rounds. And you explained to him how much more Oscar would have to come back. That's Freddie.
Lead out. Use your feints a little bit more and counter punch. Yeah, okay?
Here's Manny Pacquiao, the straight leaping left hand Look at that off the move, and how do you get that shot through a lead shot on Oscar De La Hoya?
Let's go, Freddie.
The quickness, he poises, gets through. Throws a shot that was unexpected.
And if Oscar can't land the jab because of the movement, is what Freddie Roach said true? Is Oscar having trouble getting off? You know, it's something you got to question at this stage right now. We don't know. There's a lot of fight left. This is round 4. Oscar to the right, Manny Pacquiao with his back to you. MGM Grand Garden Arena. The obvious hand speed of Pacquiao is just that. It's so obvious. The left hand down the middle. For the right-handed fighter, they say you throw the right hand down the middle of the southpaw. Conversely speaking, the southpaw does the same thing. Left hand power shot down the middle, and he caught Oscar. Oscar's left jab is not accurate. He hasn't been able to plant the right hand.
And he's paid a price every time he stops. Pacquiao circles, Oscar De La Hoya stops, and that's when Pacquiao hits him off the stop. And with Pacquiao moving like this, you see that it's been hard for De La Hoya to locate that lead right hand he wants.
And already different from the Stevie Forbes fight, where Stevie was fighting the fight of his life. He couldn't manage to win any rounds, or many rounds, if any, against Oscar. And Manny Pacquiao is certainly more than holding his own.
And just getting bolder as he sets up everything with good movement outside and then comes charging De La Hoya inside. And so far, it is a beautiful fight by Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, and Manny's seeing the right hand of Oscar, meaning that maybe Freddie's right, too, that Oscar's not able to get it off with the sharpness that he once could, because it seems like every time he throws the right hand, Manny's dipping and making, even when he lands, there's a right hand crisp in the jaw of De La Hoya.
And Pacquiao's getting bolder, coming toward De La Hoya and getting more into those shots.
See, Oscar's trying to step up into the jab, but look at how tentative it is there as he just puts it out. Right hand misses, and Manny just parries it up. All those jabs, about 5 or 6, and nothing landed. And that's just a little head movement of Manny, and now he comes in and unleashes an assault to the body. Nothing powerful, but this is.
Yeah, in terms of power, Oscar De La Hoya has already been touched up more by Manny Pacquiao than he was against Floyd Mayweather for the whole fight.
Pacquiao is doing, and clearly doing more, in my opinion, than Mayweather did in the fight. Mayweather got the split decision. Pacquiao's
he hurt him there.
Caught him with the uppercut. Oscar's having a tough time right now with Manny Pacquiao.
It's a 4-to-1 ratio in power punches this round for Pacquiao, and this is a defining round in the fight.
Good body shot, a little bit south of the border. Tony Weeks right on top of him, says, keep him up, Manny. But you'd expect that with a guy that's some 4 inches taller. That's a Pacquiao round, anyway you
That's a big Pacquiao round.
And remember, it's not definitive that De La Hoya gets round 3.
Yep.
I put it down because I thought some judges would, but it's not definitive that he gets the 3rd round.
Tiene todo el cuerpo descubierto y no le tira. Tira de derecha al cuerpo. Tira tu 45 también. Izquierda, derecha. Sin duda, no dudes. Lo que pasa es que es más ligerito, es más rápido, que está ganando los golpes, pero tira, porque si te quedas ahí parado, llevas 4 rounds perdidos. ¿Oíste?
Pinamabasa yung galaw mo.
Don't just walk in behind the feint and the head movement and the bit of jab. A little bit of movement. He can't handle your speed, son.
That's obviously the game plan. He can't handle his speed, and he hasn't been able to.
And because of that, Pacquiao out-punching De La Hoya, almost 3-to-1 in the power department, 60% landed, and when you get up and you keep that percentage, that's when fights get stopped.
All right, this is round number 5. De La Hoya is going to have to do something sensational here, and straight right hand caught a piece of Manny that time, and he's going to open up. He's going to put his ears back, throw caution to the wind, and try to start nailing this guy with some power shots. So Manny's going to walk away with this thing, outboxing him. Freddie Roach said, just make sure you have the head movement coming in and coming out. And Freddie is the type of guy that gives 1 or 2 instructions to his fighter in between rounds. And Manny is a coachable guy and follows what Freddie says.
Yeah, from the moment we saw him entering the building, Oscar De La Hoya has not been comfortable. Not comfortable in the ring, not comfortable before the fight.
not comfortable in his dressing room. No smiles, and that's not really his nature, though I understand what it's like on fight night for a professional prize fighter. That's the way he gets himself ready to fight. It's all business in the ring, and it's a dangerous sport. And right now he's on the receiving end of the speed of Pacquiao with a minute gone in the 5th round of the fight. Oscar just pouring with the jab, not really stepping up into it, not throwing the left hand to the body with any viciousness at all. And look at Manny. Look at the amount of punches he's throwing, Dave.
And the power. Here's a guy that's come up from 106, and he's a legitimate welterweight power puncher here.
Actually heavier. Listen to the crowd's reaction as Pacquiao scores. Tony Weeks, the 3rd man in the ring, hasn't had to do much because these guys are not clinching. They're boxing and fighting. Manny Pacquiao, is considered a fighter as opposed to a boxer. But what a boxing match he's putting on tonight. Look at this.
He has been terrific moving up. Meantime, Oscar De La Hoya has not looked good coming down. This is not a comfortable weight class for him tonight. And he is just not the same Oscar De La Hoya we've seen in terms of the fire. And Manny Pacquiao is capitalizing on it to this point.
Now Pacquiao, with 2 minutes gone here in the 5th round, is certainly winning the 5th round, and he may have won every round. I gave De La Hoya the 3rd round, but it was very close, and we pointed out at the time that there are some judges who could have gone the other way in that one. So Oscar finally plants a right hand to the body, then upstairs, and now he finally starts hitting Manny, and all that seems to do is get an adrenaline flow for Pacquiao. But that's all Oscar's done in the entire 5th round of this fight.
When do you see him eat so many jabs?
I've never seen him eat so many jabs.
Nope. He has gobbled up a lot of them from Pacquiao in this fight.
In losing efforts to Bernard Hopkins, to Mayweather, twice to Shane Mosley, and Felix Trinidad, he didn't look this bad. Another Pacquiao round goes in the books for me. I have it 49-46, and it could be as much as 50 to 45.
And it even seems wider than that, the way the fight is being contested. Oscar De La Hoya looks exasperated.
Good boy. Off the ropes. You don't belong on the ropes. Don't get lazy and play. All right, stay focused in the middle of the ring.
Slow down.
All right, deep breath.
See, just one or two
fight's in the middle of the ring. Okay?
Points that Freddie continues to make. Don't get caught up against the ropes. You feel your back touching the ropes, get out of there. And don't get overconfident with this guy. Stay focused. Freddie Roach knows exactly what Oscar can do, and he knows exactly what his man can do. This is round 6. MGM Grand Garden Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. The Colonel Bob Sheridan here with Dave Bontempo. Manny Pacquiao in red to the right of your screen with the red shoes on. Oscar De La Hoya must open up and start landing some power shots, or he's going to be outboxed for this entire fight by Manny Pacquiao. Most people thought De La Hoya would knock this guy out. A lot of people thought inside of 6 or 7 rounds. And Pacquiao is just totally outboxing. And if the fight plan engineered by Freddie Roach is what Pacquiao's trying to do, he's keeping Oscar right in the center of the ring. Oscar is not willing himself and pushing this guy back and making him back up.
He's fighting with a tentative nature. He's aiming his punches. He's guiding his punches. He just has to let it go. And sometimes you go in there and the other guy will just be faster than you, a little bit stronger than you. And Oscar De La Hoya will have to just throw caution to the wind because the scorecards are pretty soon not going to be issued for him.
Oscar's left eye closing up with that jab and the left hand following it. And now here he tries to exchange it, Manny. Nothing that he throws lands, and Manny touches him up. Oscar had his left hook that time blocked in the elbow by Pacquiao. So nothing really working for Oscar. Even when he opens up, Pacquiao is landing more shots.
And there's Pacquiao with 2 and then a left hand down the middle, and we're used to Oscar De La Hoya standing and taking his shot when the guy comes at him, cutting him off with the right hand, cutting him off with the left hook. But tonight, the speed of Pacquiao on the inside continually disrupts the momentum and the rhythm for Oscar De La Hoya.
And Freddie won't allow, Freddie Roach that is, won't allow Pacquiao to allow himself to get caught in up against the rope so Oscar can pin him down and unload 4 or 5 right hands on him.
Look at the patience here of Pacquiao. 3 nice shots, you load up again. 3 nice shots, you load up again. You don't lunge, you don't go for what's not there. The right hand lead for Oscar De La Hoya. We've seen it on a handful of occasions tonight, and that's all.
Is this the night that Oscar gets old?
So far, the answer would be yes.
Well, you know, people talk about the southpaw style of Manny Pacquiao, but he's known he's fighting a southpaw. He handled Floyd Mayweather with better ease than he's handling this guy.
He's been a split second behind, and then the quick feet of Pacquiao have put him at good angles where he can launch an attack. Probably the most surprising part of this fight is how Pacquiao has maintained his speed and still has good power at 147.
And then he moves, bounces right, bounces left, doesn't let De La Hoya get him off, and the bell sounds to end the 6th round, another Pacquiao round. Well, right now, as I look at my score sheet, Oscar De La Hoya almost needs a knockout, or at least knock him down a couple of times to win this fight.
And it's just a distant consideration for him right now.
Rematas al cuerpo, tiras arriba y rematas al cuerpo. Así te va a pegar menos que como estás paradito. Tírale, ponle presión porque anda agotado de los pocos golpes que le diste al cuerpo.
You keep the fight in the middle of the ring, you keep boxing and turning them, okay? All right? Now here.
Here's Pacquiao. Double jab, straight left hand through there. You just don't see Oscar De La Hoya taking 3-punch combinations like that. It is Pacquiao's night.
And Oscar's, I look across the way, sitting on his stool, looks almost like a beaten fighter. Well, his corner said, come on, you got to take the fight to him and start landing some right hands, throw some right hands anyway.
You know, he knows it, but whether you get the body to do that, whether you take advantage of those split-second opportunities is a different story.
You know, he threw the right hand that time with kind of the thumb out and the palm up. That's not the way you throw a power shot with your right hand. Pacquiao continues to bounce around up on his toes, and he's been this way. You know, if his fight plan was to fight the first minute of the first round and then the second minute and then the third minute, he's done exactly that in every single round, which is what he said he had to do and what Freddie Roach said he had to do to beat De La Hoya.
And then the other thing that we talked about is that he had to do enough in the power department to make an impact, and he has. He has outfought Oscar De La Hoya in the power department by a ratio of about 3-1.
And then Freddie Roach also telling Pacquiao, don't lose concentration and allow this guy to sneak back into this fight. Oscar again tentative with the left hand, so what does Pacquiao do? He cracks him with the right hand. He's working on that left eye of Oscar De La Hoya and has it almost shut. Oscar not getting off right hands, and he looks like he's almost shell-shy right now, the way Manny's attacking him.
And this has been the fight since the beginning. Pacquiao's power bothering Oscar De La Hoya, and Pacquiao gets off first. You don't see De La Hoya on the ropes like this.
And it was the corner of Pacquiao, namely Freddie Roach, saying don't get caught in the corner. Now De La Hoya's caught in the corner. And look at this guy go. Minute 15 seconds ago, and De La Hoya's in trouble.
He can't get off these ropes here.
He should be sliding down the ropes or grabbing this guy. Nothing is working for Oscar. Manny's punishing him right now. Oscar's heels are heavy. He's heavy in the thighs. His legs aren't there. Manny continues to put the pressure on him. Pacquiao knows he's got him a little bit stunned. Oscar really slow with his jab now. The back up against the ropes, and Manny's on the assault. Tony Weeks having a good look at Oscar De La Hoya. Look at the legs ready to go of Oscar De La Hoya. Manny nailed him with the right hand. He's all over him right now. Oscar's hurt. Pacquiao pouring the pressure on. Finally, Oscar steps away. And that left eye is really closing up. This has been a great round for Pacquiao.
And there will be a big decision made in Oscar De La Hoya's corner, both about the eye and about his presence in this fight. He needs to step up.
Inside of 10 seconds to go in the 7th round.
If there's another round like this fight will be over.
Well, I don't think Oscar can take another round like this.
42-6 power punches for Pacquiao.
How you doing? You want to keep on? Huh?
What's punishment, dude? It's like enough to stop this shit.
Look at that eye as Nacho Barristan works on him.
Okay, you gotta fight back now.
Tony Weeks says, hey, you got to fight back now. So Tony's having a look at stopping this fight.
Take a deep breath, then you know it. Take a deep breath.
They will be taking a real close look at stopping this when, look at this action. Pacquiao, 3 shots. And when do you see Oscar De La Hoya stand back and take stuff like this? And yeah, because of his legacy and what he's done, they're letting him have another round, and he has to take advantage of it now, or there may not be another one.
Well, they talked about history in the making and comparing this guy to the great Henry Armstrong, who won 3 world titles in 3 different classifications. Just the fact that Manny Pacquiao has come up 2 world titles in 2 different classifications, fighting this one, even though it's not a world title fight, to beat Oscar De La Hoya the way he's doing it would be significant.
And Oscar, a guy that barely stopped at 135 on the way up here and then jumped 2 more. And he's making himself look as good at 147 as he's been anywhere.
Now, Oscar hasn't been able to get off. He hasn't been accurate because of the movement of Pacquiao. Pacquiao's been on his toes the entire fight, and Pacquiao's had more power than Oscar. I mean, it's been all Manny Pacquiao tonight.
We have never seen Oscar De La Hoya in as tentative a position throughout as he's been here, and he has to try and summon one last ounce of something because he needs it now, and Pacquiao still stands and slugs with him after getting hit.
Now remember that Oscar De La Hoya has been a great champion, and one big hand could change the course of this fight. But it's a stretch right now in the 8th round as he continues to get outboxed by Manny Pacquiao. Oscar needs to do something sensational, and he's got to do it with tremendous power if he's going to pull this fight out now. The great fighters can do it, and he certainly has been a great fighter throughout his career. Let's see if there's one more miraculous move on Oscar De La Hoya. As I say that, Pacquiao pours the pressure on him, and this might be the miraculous finish of the career of Oscar De La Hoya. Pacquiao really labeling him and blasting him with left hand, right hand. Oscar's got to get out of the corner. When he feels the ropes, he needs to do what Freddie told Manny, and then slide down the ropes and get out of there. This is no place to fight this guy.
He's spending more than half the round on the ropes now out of fatigue and out of being shell-shocked.
The chant goes up, Manny, Manny, as the crowd turns in favor of Pacquiao. The left eye of Oscar De La Hoya is practically shut, and now he's working on the right eye of De La Hoya. Nobody's been down. De La Hoya's been shaken on a couple of occasions, especially in the last round. For the first 2 minutes and some of this round, it's been Pacquiao outboxing him again, forcing De La Hoya back to the ropes. Feigning as everything that Freddie Roach has told him to do, he's executed.
And we've seen De La Hoya again on the ropes with the sanctuary. No place to win a fight.
And look at that. Just as Freddie told him, he walked right back to the center of the ring. And now this is one thing that, again, the corner of Pacquiao, they don't want him to hot dog it. Finish this guy off if you can. Don't mess with this guy. And the power shots go right downstairs. And look at Pacquiao battle to the end of the 8th round, trying to stop Oscar De La Hoya in his tracks. But that ends the 8th, another Pacquiao round. Well, if we were wrong in the 3rd round, slightly giving that to De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao's won every other round. It might score
that looked a little better.
Hey.
Do you have a headache?
No se siente nada.
Oscar. Oscar.
No tiene nada.
Do you have a headache? Are you dizzy?
Huh?
Do you have a headache?
Okay, listen. No. Listen. If you keep taking punches, I'm stopping the fight. Okay?
Well, you heard Tony Weeks say if you keep on taking punches, I'm going to stop the fight. So I would say that you might be seeing the last round in the career of Oscar De La Hoya.
¿Estás de acuerdo?
To the point where the first time Pacquiao gets De La Hoya in trouble, that might be it.
Well, Tony Weeks flat out said, I'm not going to let you take any more head blows. He knows he's 35, and it's all over. The fight is stopped. It's all over. De La Hoya can't answer the bell for the 9th round. It'll go as a technical knockout victory after 8 for Manny Pacquiao. An upset, a huge upset. A tremendous victory for Manny Pacquiao. Now on the horizon, a huge payday. Probably in the spring, probably in the UK, probably against Ricky Hatton.
Who just happens to be here tonight. And what a moment for Manny Pacquiao, executing his fight plan beautifully, the side-to-side movement, darting in and out. And these guys were not on the same level tonight. This is as fine a performance, wire to wire, as we've ever seen from Manny Pacquiao. We've seen him overcome adversity. We've seen him come back from tough situations, but this was dominant from the beginning of the fight.
Well, if Freddie Roach, from what he said from the get-go, that Oscar can't get off anymore, it certainly looked that way for me from the very opening bell of this fight, that he couldn't get off. And you know, a lot of that, you got to give the credit to the speed and the fight plan that Pacquiao had for De La Hoya, but De La Hoya looked tentative from the get-go.
He did, when he walked in the building.
Yeah, you said he didn't look comfortable at the weigh-in, walking in the building, in his dressing room, and certainly not in the ring.
And surprisingly, he didn't put on the extra weight to be a bigger fighter where he'd be more natural. He was actually the smaller fighter in here. When he got into that ring tonight, it just wasn't there for him.
I'd like to know who in the corner of De La Hoya decided whether it was Oscar himself or somebody else, and we probably won't know.
Might have been a ringside inspector, because Oscar De La Hoya had acknowledged to Tony Weeks that that he would stop it in the next round if there was trouble, and then a ringside inspector went in there right after that, and maybe they just had another opinion that, okay, let's not waffle on this. Let's also remember, Tony Weeks was here with the when Levander Johnson passed away in his fight. He's got that on his mind too. All these things weigh in.
Well, Tony had told him, if you take any more headshots, I'm going to stop it. And maybe Oscar just decided, it's not going my way. Maybe it is time. He talked about he doesn't know when to retire. I think it's time.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't want to go out with a performance like this, but
there was the inspectors talking to Oscar. A consensus, and he came right over and congratulated Manny Pacquiao. You can't remember a time when Oscar De La Hoya got hit so much, and you can't remember a time when Manny Pacquiao got hit so little.
Well, in Pacquiao's last 2 fights has been nothing short of sensation. I mean, he beat a terrific David Diaz. Here's the official announcement.
Here at the MGM Grand of Las Vegas, we turn a page in boxing history as this fight comes to an end. The official time at the end of round 8, referee Tony Weeks calls a halt to the bout. The winner by TKO victory, and still the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
Gave you guys your instruction in the dressing room. I expect a clean, fair fight, start to finish. Anything right here is low. Same thing right here. Anything between these lines right here is low. Good luck.
When asked, why don't you take a tune-up, Inoue said, I don't have the mental strength to take tune-ups. I need maximum motivation. And standing across the ring, he has that tonight in the hungry underdog of Marlon Tapales, who's also a 2-belt champion at Super Bantamweight. We're underway in our main event from the Ariake Arena in Tokyo, Japan. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Jamel Herring. This is the undisputed Super Bantamweight Championship. Naoya Inoue in the white, red, and blue trunks. Marlon Tapales in the black and white trunks.
Already you see that hand speed on display from Inoue. Right now, Tapales is making the mistake of just sitting in front of him too long because Inoue has explosive power, and any minute he could just dart out with a solid 2 shots down the pipe.
You saw Inoue with a quick right hand, and there again, Jamel, it's not just the power, it's the speed that Inoue possesses.
That's what I mean. You can't just sit there and right in front of him looking at him because just like shots like that, like I just said, 2 shots down the pipe is all he needs.
There's a left hand for Tapales that gets in.
Again, I would like to see Tapales, especially as a southpaw, continue, move to his right. And don't do that, because like I said, he would have fell into a mean uppercut by lunging in like that. Just move to your right, and stay off the line from Inoue's right hand, because that's the southpaw killer.
Sharp right hand to the body, followed up by a left hand by Inoue. 1 minute to go in round 1 of our main event. And we see a measured approach here from Tapales. Remember, Inoue said, I hope Tapales comes out aggressive. It excites me. That's the most dangerous part.
Yeah, and he's known for mainly his punch output at times. So that's what Inoue is probably looking forward to, of him getting aggressive. But again, that's probably the wrong thing Tapales wants to do, because the more aggressive you get, the more openings you create. You create for your opponent.
We've seen many fighters dropped by body shots by the dangerous Naoya Inoue. Round 2 underway here.
Just upper body movement, little short steps. You don't gotta exert too much, but you have to do something. You have to do something in front of your opponent. Even if it's just subtle movements, feints, stepping over, but what you don't want to do is stand in front of him, because, like, again, we've seen him explode out with a 1-2 and end fights early with just that combination.
And just like that, Inoue landed the 1-2 there. Now, it was partially blocked by Tapales, but that's what Tapales doesn't want to have happen. There's a left hand. That's going to be called a slip. Be interesting to see the replay on that one. It did look like a quick left hand, as Inoue follows it up with a right to the body.
And again, you can see Inoue using that reach advantage, just boxing and keeping everything on the outside. Basically, you're probably trying to bait him in to fall over that lead foot again, and before he lets go of that right hand. You see Tapales reaching at times with his jab.
And you see Inoue with that back foot taking a step back, almost trying to get that looping right hand, almost that uppercut to Tapales' head when he leans in. Halfway through this round 2.
And look at the feet. Look where Tapales' feet are at. They're on the inside, and he's walking straight into that right hand. He needs to get his foot on the outside of Inoue's and keeps turning him. And that way he lines his left hand up to get a chance to shoot it down the pipe on Inoue. But when he's falling in like that, he's falling into that right hand. See, his head is going right in the direction of that right hand. He doesn't want to do that.
That's where he doesn't want to be. And one thing that gets forgotten a lot with Inoue, we see the highlight reel knockouts, but the defense, and you see the left hand there covering the head. He's been called twitchy before, but in a way, it's his ability to parry, to disrupt punches coming towards the head.
See how he fell in?
A round 2 similar to round 1 here.
Nice jab from Tapales. Like I say, he just needs to just keep turning him, you know, so just keep turning him, and eventually try to, you know, align his left hand to get a shot down the middle and connect on Inoue. It's all about the foot battle. But that right there is still like no, because you're just a sitting target.
And here comes Inoue. Those punches are partially blocked, but they are backing up Tapales.
And, you know, Inoue right now he's trying to create an opening. He's not looking for one shot. He's letting his hands go. You know, nice shot to the body. He's trying to create openings if he can. If Tapales won't give him one. Like again, he was probably expecting him to come aggressive, but if he doesn't see that, you got to go to plan B and, you know, create openings of yourself.
The speed of Inoue.
Nice shot to the body.
Brings the punch back, and then he lands one at another angle so quickly. And Jamel, to your point, it looks like Inoue is baiting Tapales a little bit here.
Ooh.
Doubling and tripling up the jab is Inoue.
Nice jab.
Inoue displaying the right hand before throwing it.
Speed, foot movement. All right, you know, he's trying to get a little bit more looser. Nice body shot from Tapales.
Tapales got on the inside there and was able to land to the body. Jamel, is that what you'd like to see from Tapales? Get more on the inside?
Yeah, I mean, again, he can get there, but him having just a slightly shorter reach, he's gonna have to box his way in. A nice combination from him. And again, you wanna keep Inoue offset. You don't want him to get comfortable and get set, because the minute you do, he's gonna sit on those punches, and that's when the power really starts. That's when he really starts to generate power, because it all comes from the legs. But if you keep backing him up and offsetting him, you can prevent him from shooting back at you so quickly.
And some good body work in return there from Inoue.
And you see him having the battle of the foot position now. See? Look where Inoue is on foot. As long as he keeps his lead foot on the outside of Tapales' foot, he's always going to be in range to load up on that right hand, just like that again. And that's just good technique. And knowing when you're in the ring.
Both men exchange glancing blows to the body. It's been a more measured approach from Marlon Tapales here. Even though he is a very humble fighter, when he's in the ring, he always puts on a show, and he's doing that tonight at the Ariake Arena.
And again, you know, Tapales has to watch out, keeping that high guard, because he's dead. Ooh, nice uppercut. And I was just saying, that high guard at times you don't always see everything coming at you. You know, you sometimes, like we seen in the fights earlier, you know, going around the guard, and plus you got to watch where his elbows at. Meaning, you know, Inoue can take that. He can start, you know, targeting under the elbows to the body. So you gotta start watching out for that as well. Nice body shot from Tapales.
But in a way, that high guard is like blinders. In a way, you don't see what's coming around it.
And even Inoue, you know, saying he put his hands up, and what happened? He didn't see that shot that just broke through the guard. And that's what I mean, that body shot.
You can hear that devastating body work by Inoue.
Ooh. Now I feel like Tapales is, you know, he's warming up himself. He's starting to let his hands go. Now this is when the activity and the output, you know, begins for Tapales. Nice work from Tapales. Like again, he wants to keep backing up in a way to keep him offset. But the minute he gets like that and lets Inoue plant his feet, he's going to generate power.
And you have to give credit to Tapales. Yes, he's the underdog, but he's
nice
also
body,
a unified champion in this division. He's not coming in like we've seen previous opponents of Inoue do and not trying to engage.
And again, I like the game plan that Tapales is doing though in terms of the body. Nice right hook to the up top. He's going to the body, to probably take away some of that power of Inoue, but he has to be careful. You don't want to get greedy.
And here comes Inoue. 2 right hands to the body, left hand upstairs. Inoue making his presence known in this round 4.
Now you see Tapales is marching forward. Nice body shot right in between the punches from Inoue.
These are hard shots by Naoya Inoue. Big left hand to the head. Here comes Inoue, the monster. Left hand, right hand, Tapales is down. Five seconds left in this round 4. Can Tapales beat the count? He does. But Naoya Inoue scores the knockdown in round 4. If he's more aggressive, he's opening himself up to Inoue's attack. But you don't want to end up, for example, in the same fight that Paul Butler fought, in where you're tentative and then you end up getting dropped.
The thing is, he can box with them. He can box with them. He just got he's got to watch it. He got to watch where he places his shots. And being that high guard hasn't helped him because, again, Inoue's going to come around the guard and hit you under the elbows and everything.
And Inoue started
just like that.
5, the way he ended round 4. Devastating shots downstairs, then upstairs.
And standing in front of him is not going to help. Standing in front of him is not going to help him. All you're doing is becoming a punching bag and a sitting target.
That's a scary
now he's getting pieced up.
Against Naoya Inoue. Right hand gets through the guard. Another right hand.
Nice
Big uppercut for Inoue.
Woo! Nice counter from Tapales, though.
Another huge body shot.
Tell you, he has to protect that body. Because pretty soon, the hands are going to drop, and he's going to come right back up top.
And Tapales is a warrior, all-out warrior. He's taking this punishment, and he's coming right back, landing body shots, going to the head.
Oh, it's cool.
Backing up
it's cool to be a warrior, but you got to be smart in there, too. Nice counter. Nice counter from Inoue. That was nice. That was nice from Tapales.
Tapales lands a sneaky
another one.
And another one. Here comes Marlon Tapales.
Ooh. Man.
Back and forth. One of the most competitive rounds of the fight so far.
Nice.
Both men exchanging right hands to the head.
Oh.
Big uppercut by Inoue.
I like what Tapales is doing at times, but when he throws his shots, he just stands right in front of him, and Inoue comes right back, and at times a harder shot. So he needs to, get in and just take a step over.
You can tell those body shots are affecting Tapales. He motions to the right hand gets through for Inoue.
Good counter. And again, just standing in front of him. He needs to do something. Feint, turn, something.
It's not where you want to be if you're Marlon Tapales.
Oh, nice. I love that uppercut from Tapales, though, because it's breaking the guard of Inoue. Nice. Yes, I mean, get yours and go. Head movement. Get under the shots and everything. But don't just stand in front of him after you throw your shots, or just walk in straight to it with your hands up.
Incredible action in this round 5.
He just has to be smart with his defense.
Round 6 underway of this undisputed Super Bantamweight Championship. Naoya Inoue in the white, red, and blue trunks. Marlon Tapales in the black and white. Karan Bhatia on the call, joined by Jamel Herring. The Ariake Arena in Tokyo, Japan is playing host to this matchup.
And you can hear Tapales' team jab to the body. Nice left hand from Tapales.
Tapales has Inoue backed up now.
Ooh! And you hear him saying in the corners, he don't like the body. Tapales, go to the body. So again, like I said, he's doing a lot of good things. I just like to see him tighten his defense. Good jab from Tapales.
You'd like to see Tapales tighten the defense and step out of the way.
Yeah, get out the way. Ooh. I know a lot of those are blocked, but you can hear just the pop on them on the end of those shots from Inoue. Now, Inoue, as you can see right now, he's setting up traps because he knows Tapales is being aggressive, so he's taking that step back and he's trying to get him catch him coming in.
Halfway through this round 6, Inoue said he hoped Tapales would be aggressive. That would excite Inoue at that prospect. And Jamel, you're explaining why that's going to give Inoue openings.
Again, right now, I would like to see Tapales, starting to move again, start lateral movement, keep turning.
Tapales abandoned movement shortly and took 2 to 3 right hands upstairs.
But it's like I said earlier, if you know, he got caught, but it's coming out with his hands down. But it's like I said earlier, though, whenever he pretty much offsets Inoue and keeps backing him up, that's when he finds success. When he just stands in front of him and tries to go toe-to-toe, that's when he runs the risk of opening up, getting caught with something big.
And there is something big from the monster. Varied attack, downstairs, upstairs.
You gotta keep backing him up, though.
You hear Tapales' corner there say, "Let your hands go."
That's what Inoue wants. He wants him to do that.
Get your body now. Get your body. Get your body. Get your body.
Oh.
Huge right hand for Inoue to close out round 6.
But Tapales, he's in this fight. He's definitely in this fight, though.
Halfway through our undisputed Super Bantamweight Championship, Inoue did score the knockdown in round 4. But Jamel, as we've been saying, Marlon Tapales is having his moments, but you're looking for some in-fight adjustments here.
A nice jab. It's nice, good jab. But again, I like what he's doing now. You gotta keep backing the monster up. Caught that in the glove. Ooh.
Huge left and right hand get through for Inoue.
Again, Tapales, he's having his moments. Again, nice.
Nice lead jab there. Surprised Inoue.
Inoue even impressed him. He gave him his prop. Nice defense, nice. And ready to shoot back from Tapales.
And that time you saw Tapales use the lead shoulder to roll it.
Yeah, he rolled
his punches.
He's stepping over.
That battle of that front foot, that's so common when an orthodox fighter fights a southpaw.
Inoue, he's found himself reaching. Good jab again from Tapales.
And one of those adjustments you asked for, Jamel, is being done there. Marlon Tapales, he doesn't have the high guard with both hands. That right hand is a little bit lower. And I believe you were calling for that because you don't want him to block his own view from punches coming at you.
And and from that he probably can see the punches coming at him a lot better than when he had the high guard in his face blinding him. Even now he's getting in and out. Now Inoue is gonna have to probably make some adjustments of his own now, because he's seeing that he can't get to him with that right hand. So he's probably gonna have to, step. He can't just look for 1 or 2 shots. And you see, Tapaz is catching the shots with his left hand now, and he's turning, and he's having moments. He's probably even winning the round. Just got caught.
He right hands there.
Just got caught though, but
the third was the most powerful. It definitely got Tapales' attention.
Nice shot for Tapales.
Tapales with a nice left hand to close out round 7.
And shooting more than 1 or 2 shots, because that's what he's waiting. That's what Tapales is waiting on now, and to roll off those shots and come back with a counter.
Round 8 underway. Last round, we heard referee Celestino Ruiz say to both fighters, "Watch your feet," and it's been a battle of geography the whole night.
See? Nice jab from Tapales. And you see now with Tapales, he's changing levels with his body, meaning that he's bending his knees, he's got the body movement, he's turning. The jab is finding more success. Now, he's catching Inoue falling at times. And when he does, he has that free hand, let it go. See, you hear Sean Gibbs saying, that hand's free, let it go. Oh. He has to be careful on the inside because you don't want to get greedy and forget about your defense, because that's when you get hit in between the shots, you don't see it coming. But he even has Inoue, he's thinking more. It's more of a chess match now. It's not. It was early in the fight. It was becoming a slugfest.
That's what you want to see in an undisputed fight. 2 fighters making in-fight adjustments. And Marlon Tapales has been able to find some success here in the middle rounds.
And he's found a lot of success when he catches Inoue, backing out, because that's what I mentioned earlier. I feel like you have to keep the monster on the back foot. But when he's coming forward, that's when he's really dangerous. And if you sit in front of him, he's gonna let his hands go. Nice from Tapales again.
That left hand got in there from Tapales. And again. It's also, Jamel, you mentioned Tapales lowering that right lead hand. It also allows a different angle for him to throw the jab that Inoue may not be expecting.
No, like I said, he'll dip, but he'll shoot the jab upward, and it'll catch Inoue off guard. Nice.
Big right hand there for Inoue.
He threw the shot where he felt that where Tapales was going to be at. He knows that though he's going to dip, so he threw it right down there and caught him on the mark. Nice counter from Inoue. Credit to Tapales though, he's definitely doing a lot more than what most probably expected him to do, even this late into the fight. But he's a champion, so you got to give him that respect. He's a champion.
Round 9 underway, and that's exactly what we hoped for and expected from Tapales, even though he has 2 belts, came in as an underdog, has shocked the world before.
And you see the small adjustment from Inoue, like he's doubling up that right hand. See, again, he's doubling up that right hand. Because Tapales, he probably thinks he's going to stop at one right hand and he'll double up. A nice 1-2 shot from Tapales.
The left hand got through for Tapales.
Nice combination.
And right now, this distance, this pace, right, is working for Tapales.
That's where the monster's dangerous at when he starts moving forward.
So Inoue does that.
Gotta back him up. Keep backing him up. And keep turning. Right now he's lined up to Inoue's right hand. See, he just got caught. He got lined up. Gotta keep turning him.
And there you see Tapales getting on his right foot on the outside of Inoue's lead foot.
But he has to watch. I know he has to watch it. Even because when he shoots that jab forward, he shoots right. He falls right on the inside of Inoue's feet. Like Sean Gibson, you gotta back him up. But when you sit there like that, you always get pieced up all night.
Especially when you have the monster landing 1-2. Some of these are getting through the guard. And there's some good body work. We have to give Marlon Tapales credit. Not only heart of a warrior, heart of a champion, but also investing to that body. And he's been going to that all night.
Nice jab from Tapales.
Tapales goes back to that high guard. Two jabs and one big right hand for Inoue at the close of round 9.
Good body shot from Inoue under those elbows. I don't know. He probably felt comfortable thinking. He probably just felt that, again, you see the replay where he did get cracked with the right hand, so he probably felt that he needed to put both his hands up. But again, he can't see anything, and every time he does that, Inoue starts to let his hands go. Good lead left hand.
Round 10 from the Ariake Arena in Tokyo, Japan. Undisputed super bantamweight crown on the line. Inoue certainly having success, but Marlon Tapales showing that he belongs in this ring. He belongs with an opportunity for himself to become undisputed. Making in-fight adjustments. At times frustrating Inoue.
And you notice at times when he puts his hands up like that, Inoue would throw a shot and then he'll, ooh.
Big right hand there, backed up Tapales. And can he beat the count? He's not gonna make it up. Naoya Inoue makes history. The legend of the monster continues to grow. Inoue becomes only the second man to be undisputed in multiple weight divisions in the modern era. History made here in Tokyo.
He came to fight. And again, like I said, it's shots like that, even though it was on the glove, but you see just how hard he hits. You knew he was going to break. He was going to break through the guard and start touching that chin just like that. He thought he had his hands up and he thought he was protected. Sat on that right hand.
And that's incredible. Both of those right hands were partially blocked.
Yeah.
Our referee in charge, Celestino Ruiz, reaches the count of 10. He is the winner by way of knockout. He is now the undefeated, undisputed super bantamweight champion of the world, Naoya, the Monster Inoue.
The monster etches his name in boxing legend.
All right, gentlemen. Earlier today, we went over the directions to the dressing room. I want you to obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Touch them up. Buena suerte. Play Olympia. Thank you, sir.
And away we are about to go. Arce and Donaire from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. Right out of the gate, Carlos. Goodness. It's not going to take long. Lawrence Kolar, referee this evening. The fighters are ready. The fans are ready. And away we go. Two very good friends who aren't friends for the next hour. An overhand left by Arce.
And Nonito threw that left hand like he meant it. So I mean, he's not holding back with that left hand because he just swinged it really well right now. He missed, but he threw it with power.
Both fighters in that short feeling out process, but we can't envision it lasting for long. Donaire fires a big left uppercut. But again, Carlos, you're right. You're watching that left hand, right?
Yeah, and he's, that's a very nice triple jab right there. And Nonito looks a lot bigger too than Jorge Arce as far as stature too, because this is not what we expected. Jorge Arce is backing down instead of coming in like he said he was.
An overhand right from Donaire. That was the fight that ended the Nishioka fight. The crowd urges Arce on. Just underway, the WBO Super Bantamweight Championship. Body shot by Arce. A little surprised how cautious he is?
I'm a little surprised, or not a little, a bit surprised, because the way he explained to us was he was going to be all over Nonito right from the get-go, and it looks like Nonito is the bigger man, and he sees it, so he's just kind of walking him down now. And I don't see any hesitation in the way he's throwing that left hand. So maybe there was more gamemanship than reality as far as how hurt his hand is.
Good straight left jab by Donaire. A relatively tame first round.
So in the corner, they're yelling at him to come forward and walk him down, but instead he's walking backwards.
He walked into a left uppercut.
Yeah.
Good stiff left jab by Donaire. Body shot, borderline low from Arce. Body shot by Donaire. Round one is in the books. Relatively tame.
But Nonito did the work there, so I think they won that round. I'm surprised at Jorge Arce's style there. They're yelling at him in the corner to start to walk Nonito down, but he was on the move the whole time. Walking down, get close. Get close. Stay close. Jab and always wait for the return. He comes in, jump back, then come right back with a hook right hand. So they're basically telling him the counter punch. To come forward, but wait for the shots and then try to counter punch instead of having him initiate, which I think is a mistake against Nonito.
So we talked about a 5-week time frame where Arce was with Nacho Beristain.
Yeah.
What could be garnered in a relatively short period of time like that?
I don't think much, because, unless you, a fighter grows up, from the time he starts, he's got a style, and he's settled on that style, and then the trainer, perfects that style, so and the way you punch, and try to change that in 5 weeks, it's impossible.
Second round action, Houston, Texas, Arce, Donaire. The waiting is over. First round in the books, and still a feeling out process. There we see both fighters firing big left. A right hand by Donaire, and Arce goes down to one knee. It is ruled a knockdown. Arce looks to his corner, says, I'm okay. And now he pursues. Donaire gets out of the corner easily.
Oh, lands a right hand, yep.
Donaire is throwing that left with authority, Carlos.
Yes, he is. I don't think there's any problem with that left hand, because he's throwing it with a lot of bad intention, and if it was hurt in any way, he wouldn't be able to do that.
So a second round knockdown in round 2 by the champion. Straight left jab by Nonito. Another. And again, talk about patience. He got his man hurt or down, but not necessarily hurt, and he did not take any foolish chances.
Yeah, exactly. And right now, to me, I'd say it's a kind of little out of range. He hasn't really found a rhythm, because he's kind of like, hasn't found his range yet. It seems a little bit out of control, and he's going to have to do what he said he was going to do. And rush this thing and make it an inside fight.
So as round 2 winds down, Donaire throws another overhand right that misfires. But it is a big round for the Filipino Flash.
And only because of the knockdown, because again, it was a very uninspiring round, except for that right hand that caught Arce coming in. He said he's right there. He said nothing happened.
Went down to one knee. Let's see the punch.
Wow, very short right hand. Looked like he hit him on the.
Action banged heads.
Yeah, and. Yeah, it didn't seem like that right hand had a lot of power in it. It's more, he got pushed off balance.
Clear. It's almost reminiscent of the Jesus Noah deal to a degree, where both fighters lunging in. That was a very short right. Yep, very short right. And the one knee touches the canvas. Round 3. And there's Arce trying to ugly this fight up. That's coming in with authority. We said Brahma Bull.
Yeah.
Good left of the body, then an overhand right by Nonito. And again, the crowd tries to urge Arce on. 3 quick left jabs by Donaire. Arce having a hard time getting to the inside, Carlos. What can he do?
He's got a very difficult time, and that's what he has to do right there. That was a nice move to the inside with the right hand. They came in with a hook. And he's landing another left hook. Now he's getting comfortable because he hasn't been looked comfortable to me at all throughout this fight.
He did land a good left on the way in there.
That's what he's got to do right there. Now he's got to work. There you go.
Now the work to the body should begin.
Should begin, and you know he's got to let his hands go. Any time that Nonito's back touches the ropes, he's got to come in and just let his hands go.
Good straight right by Arce. But this is what he needs to do, make the fight more physical. We saw that earlier tonight.
Yeah.
Arce taps his chin, says, keep it coming.
Good left hand by Arce.
And it's almost been his calling card. You get a short right hand, he puts a knee to the canvas. It inspires him to come even faster and harder.
Oh,
good counter right hand by Nonito. He's got him hurt. And he's got Arce down. Again.
Oh, this
still wobbly. He is still wobbly. Lawrence Cole. 13 seconds remaining in round 2. Is going to let it continue. Can Nonito close him out? Big right hand. Another big right hand. And the left. And down goes Arce! Cannot be saved by the bell. This fight is over. Nonito Donaire with authority. Wow! Arce remains on the canvas. Lawrence Cole let the fight continue. Nonito had about 13 seconds left to try and close out the deal, and he was able to do it. And now, good to see Arce sitting up. Those were big shots. Very impressive, Carlos.
And you notice that final knockout was a left hook, a vicious left hook. So I don't think there is much wrong with Nonito's left hand.
And there is Donaire in celebration mode, and why not? The first knockdown.
It's a right hand in the back of the head that hurt him.
You know, on the right ear, as the Noah fight, that equilibrium where he
got hit down while he was down there. So, I don't know. He was hung up on the ropes and got hit with a vicious left hook. And here it is. There, see that uppercut?
Oh, the wobbly knees.
Look.
His right hand was on the canvas, yeah. But don't forget the Jesus Noah fight, where he got hit behind the right ear and lost his equilibrium.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the punch that started this whole process.
Yeah.
Oh, man alive, what a big left hook. Big left hook to close it out. And that was at the final second of the round. And Arce was urging Donaire, keep coming. I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. And that flash left hook ended this fight in the waning seconds of round 3. Let's go to the ring.
At 2 minutes, 59 seconds of round number 3, the winner by knockout victory and still WBO Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
love the referee. And I hope you
So polite.
and I hope you have a clean fight.
So welcoming.
I love it. All right, this one's scheduled for 10 rounds in the junior featherweight division. Takuma Inoue in the white trunks with red trim. Jake Bornea in the black trunks with gold trim. Both orthodox fighters, both, as you saw on the teletape, right around the same height, same reach. Neither one really at an advantage there. The biggest advantage really coming in the knockout percentage, more so for Bornea than Inoue, who has a 50% KO percentage, just 3 knockouts and the 16 wins for Inoue.
But already Inoue's coming out working that jab. The fill-out round, that's what we call the first round uses is the fill-out process. But oh, nice counter.
He felt that, absolutely. Nice 1-2.
Right hand to that body.
Takuma Inoue looking to establish that lead left-hand jab, has thrown it down low and up high so far.
He's reached his mark with it as well.
Bornea holding up that high guard anytime Inoue throws.
Ooh.
Nice check hook there.
And if you look also, Inoue is, he's kind of setting up traps. What I mean by that is he'll throw the jab, but he'll take a half step back, hoping that, Bornea will bite and that he can react off that with maybe a counter of his own.
Nice left hook to the body. That's a punch that Naoya Inoue loves.
Okay.
And again, back to the body up top, then finishing downstairs with the left hook. No question that in the Ohashi gym, they are working on those hooks all day long as he throws another couple there.
Let his hands go. Oh, he got lazy coming out. Got caught with a left hook.
If you're on the East Coast and just waking up at 2-something in the morning and you're seeing Inoue on your screen, that's not Naoya Inoue yet. And most people that have been waking up to watch this know
already.
This is the first bout of the night. Just a reminder, this is his younger brother, Takuma Inoue, taking on Jake Bornea. Our main event later tonight, Naoya Inoue taking on Paul Butler.
That left hook is finding his mark to the body.
There it is, once again, right on cue, Jamel.
Yeah, he'll bring it down and he'll turn it. He'll adjust. He'll make an adjustment as he comes back up into a sharp left uppercut as well. So we'll look out for that.
So a solid start here in round 1 for Takuma Inoue as Bornea gets in a left hook of his own. Again, looks like a really big ring there, right?
Yeah, it is.
Just like, I don't know if it's more of the black mat or not, but we're not there ringside. But
I mean, these guys are like 5'4" as well, but I think it's a big ring.
Yeah, I think that the biggest guy we have on the card tonight is 140 pounds, but nonetheless, lots of room to work there, and that is not good news if you are not a fighter that likes to stay in the center of the ring.
Yeah, if you're a brawler, this isn't your ring. This definitely isn't your ring if you're a brawler.
In a
nice
way,
counter.
doing
Slip.
good work with that left hand. Again, I love that left hand to the body, then bringing it back in between as an uppercut. There he throws it to start the combination.
And I love how it's more than one shot. He throw 2s and 3s at times. Especially when he counts up something, he'll throw a flurry of punches, and they, for the most part, they all hitting the mark.
Bornea looking to get some sort of rhythm established. He's really hasn't been first much so far. He ended the first round with a nice left hook, but has really had not been able to put together very many combinations here in the beginning of the fight.
And like you just said, he's really have done nothing much, but, well, he got a good right hand in there.
Look what happens when he did throw. And he landed a left hook, and there's a right hook as well.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to point it out. He has to, you know, start being first at times, and, you know, he has to create his own openings. He can't just sit back waiting for a counter himself. Sometimes you have to make your opponent bite in order for you to, you know, to really start maybe, you know, looking for those openings and counters yourself. But you got to be first. You got to start working. You can't just sit back and wait. That right hand just missed the mark from Inoue. But then he goes back to the body. He stays in the pocket. Right there again, left hook.
Strong jab there from Inoue.
Yeah. Yeah, 1-2. He hit him, but
We heard that.
1-2.
Oh, there again with the left hook to the body.
And you can tell those left hooks are taking effect. And the reason why I say is because when you see that opponent's arms come tightly close to the body more, that means those body shots are taking effect. Nice jab. That jab is strong. Listen, everyone who's watching, don't be fooled by the three knockouts on Inoue's record. You know, he may not be a big puncher like his brother, but I can guarantee these shots hurt. Everything he's throwing has bad intention on him.
Especially when they're getting hit to the body, as Bornea actually gets in a right hook there to the body.
It was always at the end of the round.
Yeah, it's like he hears that 10-second mark, and then that was pretty cool. I was not expecting that.
No.
Round 3, this one scheduled for 10 rounds. The super bantamweight division. Christina Poncher and Jamel Herring here with you. And briefly, Bornea turned southpaw
I was
here.
just pointing that out. He's turning. You probably figured out that the first 2 rounds, you gotta try something different. So let's see what he does here.
And usually, Jamel, when guys turn southpaw or turn to the opposite stance, then they usually fight something lacks. They give up something. There's very few fighters that are seamless, that can make that transition between orthodox and southpaw and do everything well from both sides. So very interesting to see how this changes things for Bornea.
I mean, he caught Inoue with a good check hook, but then you know, Inoue fired back with a 2-3 punch combination. But again, you're right. You in some points, usually when the fighters switch, they're trying to throw their opponent off. But there are times when a fighter switches his stance because he's running out of ideas from his normal stance as a conventional fighter, orthodox fighter.
I mean, in my opinion, when it comes to switch hitters in the game right now, as he looks to try to get off that lead right hand, maybe putting that strong hand for him up front, as he does land a good left to the body there, does Borneo, and Inoue answers right back. But I was going to say the most seamless switch hitter in the game, in my opinion, is Terrence Crawford.
All right, clear.
Nobody does it better. I mean, maybe you'd even say now he fights more southpaw than he does orthodox, but nonetheless, just seamlessly. I mean, either way, he's a monster.
Yeah, right.
Pun intended for this card.
And another up and comer that I like, who's a good switch hitter, is actually Jerron Boots Ennis as well.
Oh, let's talk about
yeah,
the
he's actually he's actually a good switch hitter from what I've seen so far as well.
Oh, nice counter with the right hand from Inoue.
Sat on that one. Again, a nice counter, and he's countering well because Bornea, he's overreaching, and when he reaches, his head drops. See, that's why Inoue was expecting it, and he tried to throw for uppercut because he expects Inoue to overthrow and bring his head down along with his punch.
Well, the one thing that I do see that's made a bit of a difference, and that's a good body work there by Borneo too, is now that he has switched to southpaw, it has negated the jab of Inoue a little bit more. And that's often what happens with the orthodox and a southpaw fighter, where those lead hands meet. But And he comes back
Stop
out.
me. I just put that.
Are you taking my lines, Jamel?
Yeah, we've seen the same thing. I'm like, he's coming outside. Come on, let me see if he's going to switch back. Okay.
Well, I think he likes a little bit more of what he saw in round 3 from the southpaw stance. So obviously sticking with it as he looks to dig to the body, something that Inoue did extremely effectively in round 1.
Right, and I think you were spot on though when you said it kind of negated Inoue's jab, because that jab was was hitting him countless times in the first two rounds, and this is a strong jab. So right now is what it needs to be. He needs to be backing up Inoue, because when Inoue marches forward, he gets real aggressive and he sits on his punches, as you see right there. Nice body. The left hook to the body again.
That punch has been there early and often. A nice straight right hand, too, from Inoue.
Yeah, he's on the mark.
Again.
And Bornea, he's not moving upper body, so he's right there. No matter what, he's going to be right there lined up, because he's not moving side to side, up and down. He's just standing up straight forward. Nice counter hook, left hook from Inoue. Coming over the shoulder of a lazy jab. He's keeping the hand down.
Bornea gets some sneaky body shots in there, but Inoue's come from a little bit farther distance, and he gets them right back. They kind of stand out a little bit more. Something that you got to think about when you're thinking about how the judges are looking at some of these shots.
He's not giving Bornea the chance to take over. Every time Bornea comes with a combination or something, he immediately fires back with his own shot selection, and his is usually the more harder and telling shots for the referees, for the judges to see.
Agreed.
Like I said again, Bornea goes back to a lot of just sitting back and thinking and waiting. That's what he doesn't need to be doing.
And he now went back to
the
orthodox stance. So for now has abandoned the southpaw position towards the end of round 4. Fought all of round 3 as a southpaw, and majority of round 4 as Inoue now looks to come forward at the bell, something that Bornea has done the end of the last couple of rounds. So round 5 scheduled for 10 in the first of our 4-bout card, coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Christina Ponter and Jamel Herring with you, and I'd argue to say a shutout for Inoue through the first 4 rounds.
It's a shutout. It's a shutout. I mean, Bornea, he had his spots, but, Inoue, honestly, what I like from him, he's actually kept the same pace throughout the whole fight so far, and, and he's a worker. He doesn't take his foot off the gas. But at the same time, he doesn't smother his shots and overcommits. He keeps good distancing, and again, he puts punches in bunches.
Yeah, I like how he initiates combinations with different punches as well. I mean, obviously a ton starting off the jab, which is the most basic and essential punch, but he'll sometimes start with the left hook.
Right, yeah.
For the body, then finish up top.
Because he'll throw it in terms of the form as a jab, but at the last minute he'll turn it over, and he'll go like that. Yeah, see, he'll turn it over. Or he'll even go down to the body as well with this also. Oh, double left hook.
Jamel, what do you think Bornea can do at this point to start to win himself some of these rounds?
That he has to basically keep Inoue occupied. You gotta give him something to think about before, and make him second guess about throwing at you first. So you gotta stay busy, and you gotta be offensive. And not just that, but you gotta go from offense defense. Sometimes he'll go offense, but then he'll admire his work, and then he'll get caught with shots like that.
So that one right down the middle for Inoue. Bornea just back and forth between his stances now once again as an southpaw.
And I believe it's because he's running out of ideas.
Sure. Ooh, down to the body.
Yeah, that body work.
There from Inoue.
So he got bad intentions now. That right hand too as well. The straight right hand.
Finishes again with the left hook to the body, and there it is once again.
Again, Bornea needs to stop being first. You know, he waits and he'll wait, but by then it's too late. Inoue, he'll get his combinations off and he'll get right back to defense, or he'll take a step back where he's not in range. Ooh, nice right hand from Inoue.
That was a nice right cross, and then finishes the combination again. True to form, down to the body with the left hook. And you're just wondering too, like, these shots seem to be coming hard from Inoue, but Bornea taking them so well, you're like, what does he need to do? Sit down a little bit more on these punches, generate a little bit more power?
It's great technical action. Technical action from Inoue so far. Love to see it.
Round 6, halfway through the scheduled 10-round super bantamweight contest. Takuma Inoue has been effective, efficient, particularly early with the jab and investing in the body with that left hook right there on the money once again.
Yeah, that right hand.
Has had some moments, has had some decent body work as well, but he just hasn't been able to match the output of Inoue.
I think he's only backed up Inoue maybe one. Oh, nice right hand from Inoue.
Yeah,
but again, that right hand finding his mark as well. I mean, just look at this swelling on Bornea's face just from the right hand of Inoue alone. And that right there takes it out of you too. Takes it out of your legs.
It looks like some blood is now coming from Bornea. Perhaps a cut, maybe by his left eye, it looks like.
But again, he's not making any adjustment. If you watch, every time the referee gives him that space to break, he backs up directly to the ropes, and that's where he doesn't need to be at. Because of stuff like that, he gets backed up, and then it's just a free throw to the body. Nice upper body movement from Inoue. Like he said, he's slipping, he's countering, and when he counters, he's throwing three, four punch combinations.
Bornea's having flashes of success when Inoue opens up and he's able to tag him to the body, but it's always, in the middle of a combination that Inoue's thrown before and after, so he's getting the best of it each and every time Bornea does choose to open up and throw. That's got to be frustrating.
Right now, he's boxing from a southpaw position, but he's still not finding much success. Feet got tangled up. Yeah, it's swelling. That swelling is definitely showing.
Yeah, that left eye of Bornea here in round 6. Get some work on that in the corner here with just about 15 seconds left. But still, quite a ways to go in this fight. Fortunately, and we're calling this fight from a monitor in a studio and don't have the same look we would ringside at where that cut is, and we'll probably look at that cut in the corner. But if at least it's under the eye, which it appears to be, not in the worst spot.
Okay, he's coming back out in southpaw position, southpaw stance.
See how I laid out and let you have that one, right? Because I knew you were coming with. That's called chemistry, Jamel. That's called knowing your partner.
Yeah, Because we're watching, we're looking closely, like, let's see what's going to come out this round.
Well, at this point, I don't really feel like it makes a difference.
Yeah. He just needs to fight. But you gotta be smart. But march forward. That backpedaling hasn't gotten him anywhere. But again, Inoue has not slowed down from the opening round. The right hand.
And now a little bit here, at least in round 7, Bornea is more of the aggressor in terms of backing up Inoue a little bit more. Maybe not landing a ton of these shots, but
he's trying.
For that first minute, he was the one marching forward. There's a nice straight right hand from Inoue.
Yeah, one thing about you gotta watch the feet of that. His feet's on the inside, and he's lining himself up for Inoue's right hand. So just like that, he has to watch. He has to watch where where his foot placement is at when he does switch stances from orthodox to southpaw. Because he's gonna be getting hit with that right hand all night.
Yeah,
especially he's going the wrong direction as well.
He's letting Inoue dominate that outside foot position. You know, when you have that orthodox and southpaw fighter, most fighters want that outside foot position.
Oh yeah.
Inoue's coming straight through, stepping around to his left and landing that straight right hand without a problem when Bornea is in this southpaw stance.
Bornea had him trapped, but he let him out. Nice defense from Inoue.
Smartly holding and
defense.
walking him back is Inoue.
Right hand.
Just getting out of distance and then returning fire.
Like I said, he has not slowed down at all.
If it's not the left hook, it's the straight right hand.
He just turned it over right there, too, that right hand.
And there their heads came together on those same cuts. And you can see Bornea reacting there as that clash of heads has definitely irritated that cut, or cuts, if you will.
He's gave him some water.
Round 8, this one's scheduled for 10. Pretty dominant performance through the first 7 rounds for the younger brother of Naoya Inoue, Takuma Inoue. He's 16-1 with 3 knockouts against the game Jake Bornea, who has taken a lot of body shots in this fight, particularly with the left hook. A lot of straight right hands the last few rounds as he's adjusted from orthodox to southpaw back and forth, and Inoue has figured out both stances without a problem as he continues to work a high work rate, and then there's that signature hook to the body we saw early and often.
It's target practice at this point. Right hands, left hooks to the body. You could clearly just tell from the Bornea's demeanor that he's more worried about the incoming than his own than his own output at times. Oh,
nice
that's
uppercut.
That guy. He fell asleep. Starter, yeah, nice uppercut, but started with that left hook.
And the referee is calling for time as they take a look at that cut or cuts that are just leaking from the left side of Bornea's face. I mean, they haven't really given it much attention or done much work on those cuts at all for their fighter. We're going to let this one continue here in the 8th round.
A lot of time left, too. We're not even at the halfway mark yet. Counter left hook.
What is it like, Jamel? What goes through your mind when you're dealing with some bad cuts like that?
Oh, I can tell you from experience.
That's why I'm asking.
When I fought Shakur, I was thinking like, you know what? I can't sit here and box. I got to go out and fight, because the longer I try to box, a technical boxer, it's not going my way. The more I'm putting myself at risk of the fight being stopped. So it was like, you got to just, hey, go for broke, do or die at this point.
Does it change the way you position your hand placement, your defense? Are you cognizant of trying not to get?
Oh yeah, I think for the most part you will try to protect that cut for the most part, but at the same time it's like smart fighters they try not to worry about it so much and like, listen, I just gotta go for mine and go get it.
So if anything, it just makes you want to take it up a notch.
Yeah, because you know for a fact your opponent, they smell blood. And he's like, okay, I know that they're coming. They're coming. Especially when they have a break in the action. The referee, is concerned about the cut. That gives your opponent some height. And he's like, you know what, he's gonna try to finish you. So you gotta be on alert. You gotta be on the more alert at that point in time when that happens.
Great insight from former world champ, now retired fighter, right, Jamel? Retired fighter and commentator.
Christina wants me to stay right next to her, y'all. I'm just telling y'all right now.
You on the mic and everything that you've done in your career and serving our country and all of that. And there is the best look we've had so far at the cut. And I think that they have seen enough because of the cut. They are going to stop this fight as Bornea shows respect to Takuma Inoue. But this fight is going to end here in the 8th round. What a great performance from Takuma Inoue.
Like I said, don't get it twisted by the 3 knockouts, well 4 stoppages now. This guy fights with bad intentions, just like his brother. And I want to see more of him in the future.
試合続行不可能なものと判断をいたしましたレフェリー中村克彦、ここで試合終了を宣言しております。なおこの負傷は第5ラウンドのヒッティング、
It's interesting because it's I've seen covering boxing all the years that I have so many different variations of cuts, and ones that guys are allowed to fight continue. I'm like, how is he allowed to fight? And other ones where it's like, oh, he could have continued a round and a half. So depending on where you are and who the referee and who the doctors are, but nonetheless, it was just, despite a crazy knockout from Bornea, it was just delaying the inevitable. Inoue was a dominant fighter, had won every round of this fight, and is your winner by TKO at the 2:45 mark of round 8 to improve his professional record now to 17-1 and add another KO to his record. So congratulations to Takuma Inoue, who will likely probably get showered up and get back to ringside to watch older brother Naoya Inoue fight later on this evening. Let's take a look at some of the replays, Jamel.
I felt like that right hand was there on his mark all night, but it was mainly the left hook, absolutely for sure. Right hand kind of grazed at the guard, missed the left hook. Countered from boom. Came up top with the right hand. I think the right hand was basically causing for the fight to be stopped because a lot of the cuts and swelling on that side of his face, Bornea's face.